entered the university because I had wanted to study, to work with the government in the government sector. But I didn't know because I had no clue, no guidance, no support. My parents didn't guide me. I did that on my own. And I will tell you the truth, I was never fulfilled until I find myself here. So I want to encourage our parents, encourage parents, young teenagers who are aspiring. Some want their children to be doctors, some want their children to be lawyers, some want their children, but forgetting that they have other careers, like these 40 emerging careers today that will assist them, that will help them be fulfilled tomorrow. There are careers today that by tomorrow, that in the future will no longer exist. AI would have taken them over. And those people working in that sector will be left without any job. Would you want your child to fall in that category? Would you want to see yourself in that category? It is for this reason that I Train Africa Foundation came up with this program in order to help to expose these careers to our parents, to our teenagers, that there are other careers where they can earn better, they can do well and be fulfilled. Thank you very much. Ms. Ganayat, I hand it over to you, please.
All right. Thank you so much. Dorothy has actually told you the main purpose behind this. So if you are here and your friends are not here, I beg, call them, because this is a game-changing program for your child. It's time to change the future of the youth and young adults in Africa. So without wasting much of our time, I'll go to the next thing, and that is reading my speech. All right, so once again, I introduce myself. I'm Ganiyat Arobudade. I am the program coordinator for iTrain Africa Foundation. I'm going to tell you this. If you are a parent, a teenager, a young adult searching for your path, a parent seeking for answers to career decision for your child, or you're an educator looking to make a great impact, you are not here by accident. That I'm telling you. You showed up because something in you is ready for change, ready for clarity, ready for direction and action. And today, that is exactly what this webinar promises. This isn't just another talk. It's a wake-up call for teenagers, young adults, and their parents to discover who they are and where they are going. And if you are a parent, for you to understand and support with confidence, support your children with confidence. And for if you are an educator, you're looking for clarity to ignite future and not just teach. So settle in, take notes, ask questions, stay curious, because today might just be the beginning of the shift you have been looking for. So let's begin. Dorothy, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. The program coordinator, iTrain Africa. Thank you for this awesome welcome. Moving forward, please, if you have any question concerning this program, do well to drop it in the chat box for us. Thank you. Moving forward is the introduction of the keynote speakers for today. First in the list is the founder, iTrain Africa Foundation. She is an educator, the Global Opportunities Expert, SDG advocate, Clarity King, as we call her, Dr. Aderisola Adio Adepoju, a widely known academia, a dynamic educator, coach, and global change maker.
All right, Dorothy, would you love to share your screen?
Okay. Oh, sorry, please. Please, is it visible? Please, my co-coordinator, is the screen visible? Can you see my screen, please? Can you hear me, please? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, everybody can hear you. Just share your screen. We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Your screen, I will be reading that. Okay, your screen is up.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Dr. Aderisola, widely known as Dr. AAA,
Dorothy, please unmute yourself. You are muted.
sorry, please, sorry for that. Please, can you see my screen, please?
Yes, please.
Okay. Dr. Aderisola Adio Adepoju, widely known as Dr. AAA. She is a dynamic educator, coach, and a global change maker, passionate about equipping African youth, women, and professionals with the tools to thrive in the 21st century workforce. With a PhD in chemistry and a background in academia, she has led impactful global programs, including the Natural History Museum of London and the Museum for United Nations UN Life. A two-time Unleashed ambassador and UPG sustainability leader, Dr. AAA has secured over 35 prestigious global opportunities, from grants to fellowships across 5 continents. She has trained over 40,000 African youth on sustainable development and global readiness, and is the visionary. She is the visionary founder of I Train Africa, a non-profit advancing SDG 4, 5, and 8, a convener of Global Mentorship Conference. Her debut edition reached over 800,000 people across over 40,000 countries, over 40 countries, uniting global voices to empower African professionals. With several innovation certifications and a reputation for delivering clarity and purpose-driven insights, Dr. AAA is a sought-after speaker who leaves audience inspired and equipped for global impact. Join me as I welcome on board Dr. Aderisola Adio Adepoju. Please, ma'am, can you say hello to our audience?
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for that one, Dorothy. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for that warm welcome. Next is Ms. Chinasa Anidebe. She is a skilled cybersecurity analyst with expertise in threat detection, risk assessment, and...
So moving forward, I think our network has issues. So I'm going to take the next person, which is the next speaker. Yeah, I observe your network has issue. Can you help me stroll it up and let me go over it, Dorothy?
Okay.
We can hear clearly, Gania.
Anidebe, a skilled cybersecurity.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Please
let me go over it. Chinasa Anidebe is a skilled cybersecurity analyst with expertise in threat detection, risk assessment, and incident response. Deep understanding of security frameworks like NIST, ISO 27001, and CIS controls. Proficiency in the analyzing vulnerabilities, mitigation threats, and ensuring industry compliance. Holds a bachelor degree in geoinformatics and certification like Information System Security Professional, CISSP. I'm passionate about staying ahead of emerging cyber threats through continuous professional development, actively mentors professional transitioning into cybersecurity and junior analysts. Conducts training.
Please, can anyone hear her, please?
Help others develop cybersecurity. He is also experienced in guiding teams through complex security challenges and supporting career. Chinaza, would you like to say hi to our audience?
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for sharing up, Chinaza. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Good to hear that. Thank you for coming up. So we go to the next person, and this time around is a male speaker, and we have Mustafa Rabiu Adiola. Mustafa Rabiu Adiola is a dynamic backend developer and DevOps engineer with expertise in Java, TypeScript, and Go. Trained by Master Africa and currently advancing cloud stations at Omcon Solution Limited. Has a strong command of database design, AP development, deployment, automation, and observability tools like Jenkins, OpenTelemetry, and GitHub Actions. He is a member of BCS, a chartered Institute of IT in London with with a level 4 certificate in software engineering, KEQ. Mustafa is also passionate about mentorship and community impact. As the 2002 MES Africa ambassador, he mentored upcoming developers and trained 50+ individuals through the African Development Bank's Microsoft Coding for Employment initiative. Inspiring them with essential tech skills. He's committed to innovation, continuous learning, and tech-driven empowerment. Defines his growth, impacts in Africa,
Dorothy, please go ahead.
Can anyone hear her, please?
No, please go ahead with the introduction.
Okay,
please.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Mustafa.
Head, and Dorothy for the next program.
We lost you a bit there, Ghania. We couldn't hear you, Ghania. Your network is fluctuating.
Oh, sorry about that. I am done with the introduction of our guest. Then, Dorothy, I'm handing it over to you for the next program, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Ghania. Next on the list is our panel session. We are having Ms. Chinasa Anidebe and Mr. Mustafa on board. Ms. Chinasa, please, the first question goes to you. You have about 5 minutes to answer each question. And the question...
Just like Dorothy told Biko, go and call. Dorothy, you can go ahead.
Okay. The first question is, why is cybersecurity one of the most resilient career paths in the age of AI? Please.
Oh, thank you, Dorothy.
Okay, thank you very much. You're welcome.
Can you see and hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
we can hear you.
Okay. Apologies. I'll turn off my camera. So I'm just recuperating. I was here for a while, so I'm just actually recuperating. So I don't think I look so good, but I'll turn on my camera so you can put a face to the name. And while I respond to the questions, I'll turn it off. Just taking the permission of the house to do that. Thank you for the platform. Let me just go right into it for the want of time. And happy Workers' Day to all the workers in the house. So
Oh, thank you so
there
much.
thank you. There's just a very, very fundamental reason why cybersecurity would always be a sought after profession. So as we advance in machine learning and AI, the scale and the sophistication of the information technology, the tools we use, the scale and the sophistication and the rate at which they can be automated also increases. So the good side is not only advancing, the bad side is also advancing. So we've moved from the time of, oh, I'm just inventing AI tools to I'm bringing my own AI. So everybody now comes with their own AI. We're now in bring your AI time. So to counter whatever is going to be the fallout of that, you have to also move in direction of scaling up cybersecurity talent, scaling up cybersecurity techniques and tactics in order to be ahead of the bad guys, because cybersecurity is literally always being ahead of the bad guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sinasha. Thank you, thank you. Please, if you have any questions, send it to the chat box. Send it to the chat box. We'll answer all your questions. Thank you very much, ma'am. Next, the second question goes to Mr. Mustafa. Mr. Mustafa, can you hear me, please?
Dorothy, Mr. Mustafa just started come to my DM that he's going to be a little bit. So we can continue with Chinaza till she gets here. All right. So I would like to take the next question, Chinaza. We understand the fact that cybersecurity, it's a very a good career that we should all look out for. Why? For the reason you just said now, that everybody is having their AI, and we need somebody strong to be at the gate for us to make sure we are all secured. And I would like to say this. So for teenagers, as a parent of a teenager or young adult that is looking towards positioning my child for such profession, all right? What do you think are the fundamental skills my children should focus on to prepare for this career, the cybersecurity? Thank you.
Well, thank you for that question. I will answer this question in a not so conventional way, because examining the audience we have, I think based on what was dropped on the chat, I think we have more of the maybe undergrad or recently graduated or high school students. So you want to prepare for a tech career. I promise you, before I go into what you studied in the university and the certifications you're supposed to have, I want to even come to your person, the person that you are, or the person you've trained yourself to be. Your mental capability is that person is the base, is the foundation of building a career in information technology, cybersecurity. In this age where people are addicted to social media, people are on Twitter every day, are you building your critical thinking skills? What kind of things occupy your free time? What kind of things are you reading? What kind of games are you playing? So I know maybe you're expecting to hear, you should study computer science. I have a geography background, complete geography. When I graduated from school, 5 years complete geoinformatics course, I had not written a single line of code. So primarily, the person you are in your head, as you're listening to this webinar, the things you do with your free time, if they are building up your critical thinking skills, if they are building up your cyber hygiene skills, what kind of things you learn on the internet and where they're driving you to. Because something as simple as, oh, I learned that there was a power outage in Brazil yesterday because I'm just scrolling through Twitter. But did I go ahead and say, oh, this power outage, do they have NEPA over there? Did somebody go and disconnect their pole? That kind of inquisitive mindset. I want to know what happened. I want to know why this happened this way. 5 countries went out of power at the same time. That means one control station is controlling the electricity of 5 countries. That is the foundation of building a career in anything that requires critical thinking, critical reasoning, thinking on your feet. That is the reason. So will you, after this webinar, still mindlessly, apologies if I'm throwing stray bullet at some people, but it's necessary, scroll on Instagram or Twitter without, trying to get value from it? Or you say, oh, if I want to build a career in information technology, even if I studied computer science or even if I did not, this is the way I should go about things. This is the way I should think about things. So that would be my answer to that. Thank you.
So much. Thank you so much for picking that straightforward without this thing. So I'll go to the next question, and that is also to you. You have told us that it is important we focus on critical thinking. And I will say this. What do you say about our schools? So I'm going to ask you this. How can a school better integrate cybersecurity and digital safety in the school curriculum? Chinoza, confirm you can hear me, please.
Oh, I was actually speaking, but I was still muted. Sorry. So I said, thank you very much for that question, Danielle. This one is a very touching question to me because it's sad. Two days ago, I saw on the news that the high schools in China have introduced AI from level 6. So from level 6, you take artificial intelligence as a subject. That's just a starter to the answer to this question. That is just a starter. And that shows the long road we have to take in our educational sector. Because till now, folks in primary school are still learning central processing units. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying the world has gone far beyond that. That is curriculum-wise. What about mental-wise? Because sometimes to accept something to operate in your brain, you need to open your neural pathways. You need to bring the children, to see that, okay, this is what is possible. So there's the way I think learning occurs. Before learning, active learning occurs. I think passive learning occurs. In the sense that you visualize it. They may not know the nitty-gritty, but you just show them that, oh, this is, even bringing, just practicalizing, maybe taking a drone around the school for maybe primary school students. They'll say, oh, this thing is a drone. This is not an aircraft. This is a drone. It is smaller. It moves this way. It can be controlled. They don't know what a drone is, but that visual image exists in their subconscious. That is passive learning. That doesn't even happen. So we've not even gotten to passive learning in our schools. Talk more of getting to active learning. I think the whole curriculum needs an overhaul. And I thank God for what Dr. AAA is doing, bringing attention to the fact that the world is leaving us behind if we want to be actually truthful about these things. passive learning is not even occurring. How do we now get passive learning to occur? The school, the people at the helm of the affairs have to admit that the folks we're training cannot compete on the global stage with these curriculum, with this method of learning. They cannot. I am learning artificial intelligence myself to develop models for cybersecurity. And I am challenged that somebody in level 6 in China is already learning it. How can a level 6 person in China be my competition? My competition, and I'm a professional. So this is largely a responsibility of, there's a lot of stakeholders in this discussion, but not every high school student, not every parent is a self-learner, and not everyone has the resources at the disposal to know what to learn for themselves. So now, what can schools do? Maybe there's a principal here or a headmistress here. Get all the help you can. Get all the help you can. Sometimes I know some bodies approach your school, want to tell your student about tech. Sometimes you can even reach out to people. Hello, I see you're a cybersecurity person. Oh, I see you're an IT person. Can you just come and speak to my students about IT? What is obtainable? Let's even get into the passive learning stage. That is why the bad guys are taking over, because whenever they walk on the street, they say, my guy, how far now? You don't see, say, this guy, he don't do this thing. They've not even learned the bad stuff, but there's already publicity for the bad stuff, but there's no publicity for the good stuff at all. Before you now get into active, say, okay, if you want to learn cybersecurity, you need the background in information technology, you need to know about information systems. So we are at ground zero, largely at ground zero, unfortunately.
All right, thank you so much, Chinaza. That's a lot. All right, a lot. If you're starting, we should start from the passive learning. First, I tell you level 6 in the Nigeria levels of education is primary 6. That's primary 6. That's primary 6. That's wow. All right, thank you, Chinaza, for that information. I told you from the beginning that you are getting clarity here. And I'm very sure in your head, you're like thinking, if you're a young adult, oh, I need to take another look at what I need to position myself for. And if you're a parent, I'm very sure you are having the right decision up your head right now. Thank you so much. So, Dorothy, I want to leave this to you to pick it up and go with Chinaza for the next question. Dorothy, we cannot hear you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Genaya. Thank you, Ms. Chinaza. I know a lot of our parents here, the parents there will be asking, how can their children, how can they take a career path in this field of study, this career path, how they can be industry in future, because we know it's one of the lucrative career today. Most people don't know. Most of our parents too don't know. That is why we are here, to expose it to the world. Please, Ms. Chinaza, can you take us through on this question, how parents can help their children get into this industry?
Yeah, thank you for that, Dorothy. I'll just take that quickly. So it's not a one size fits all. I would put up a video later on, maybe on LinkedIn or wherever I feel so. But I was strongly persuaded to put out a video that, despite the fact that these technologies, these career paths are emerging, people need guidance to entry, because big people are at different stages in their life, different stages in their career, different stages at all. So if I speak to parents, I'll speak to you for your children. Which stage are they in? if your child is still in high school, sometimes these conversations are not conversations you can have by yourself, maybe for one lack of maybe complete information, but you would have references somewhere. You can speak to a young adult that is operating in that space in church, in the mosque, or around your workplace. Maybe you've seen a lady and she works in the information technology space, and you say, oh, please, I want my daughter and it. And no matter where your child is at, maybe has not gotten admission, has gotten admission, has graduated, there's always a path you can chart to being in the IT space. There's always a path you can chart. So I recommend, one, speaking to somebody you know that is already in that path, and which is what you're doing by having joined this program. Two, taking advantage of free resources you have. This is one, this free webinar, and there are also a lot of free resources on the internet. There's on Twitter, there's on LinkedIn, and having a heartfelt conversation with your child on what they want. That is for the parent. That is for the parent. Then for the child or for the graduate undergrad, it is not a walk in the park to, except you want to be mediocre, but it's not a walk in the park to chase a career in cybersecurity. And cybersecurity is not an entry level profession. So you have to have a heart-to-heart conversation with yourself and say, I want this for myself. Like I said, I have a geoinformatics background. The first day I wrote lines of code on Notepad, someone that studied software engineering, he said to me, you will not make it. I mean, that's to show you how naive I was. I wasn't in secondary school. I was a full-fledged graduate. So you need to have the heart-to-heart conversation with yourself that you're going to have the grit to see this through. I promise you that if you put how to get into cybersecurity on YouTube, and you open one of the playlists, if you have not had a heart-to-heart conversation with yourself to see it through, if you get to 10 videos, I would maybe give you money, because it is not a walk in the park. So you can learn, make use of free resources. You can speak to someone that is already doing it. Ma'am, please, I heard you're in the IT space. May I know which space you are? Are you in business analysis? Are you in cybersecurity? By the time you have that hunger, that depth, you will find. Because aside God helping us, the universe aligns to the desires of your heart. That is why when you think you have a red shirt, you start seeing everybody around you wearing red shirts. It goes without saying. So for parents, you can speak to someone that is doing it. So, oh, please, I want you to speak to my child. You can provide, if your child tells you, oh, I want to go into this space, you can provide resources, not paid, maybe data. Oh, data to learn this thing. So those are the very simple ways you can learn it, even if you studied history and diplomatic relations, you can change your life if you want.
All right, thank you so much, Chinaza. Either you study history or wherever, you can change your life. Thank you so much, Chinaza, for that information. You made us understand that no matter where your child is, there is always a path. Yes, there is always a path. And we also encourage parents to have a heart-to-heart discussion with themselves and be so sure this is what their child can position for. So I'm going to ask you the next question, and it's 2 in 1, and I would want you to answer the two. So the question is, can you just tell us some of the aspects of cyber security that the teenagers and the young adults can position for, and also which cybersecurity roles are expected to grow rapidly in the next 5 to 10 years? Thank you.
Thank you very, very much for that question. I'm glad to answer it. And I want to take the permission of the House to broaden the scope a little bit. So I can cover persons on the call that might have interest in something else aside cybersecurity, because it's also, the topic of the seminar is emerging careers. So I just want to add some other things. I hope I have that permission.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you. I can see Ghana has nodding. Thank you. So aside, cybersecurity is a very broad area. And the first thing when you come out of the career space witnesses is confusion. Because this person is saying, I'm a cybersecurity analyst. And when you ask the person, what do you do? The person narrates something. Then you meet someone else. The person says, I'm a cybersecurity analyst. You say, okay, what do you do? The person narrates something totally different from the first person you met, and you're confused. So there's a world on its own. But I'm going to bring out just 3 aspects of this world that you can step into and try to find your landing, and try to find the one that connects with what you already do at the moment. So I would talk about governance and regulation. Very interesting part of cybersecurity. So while people think that cybersecurity people were writing code, were catching thief, were doing this, there are some people that are not catching thief, and they make just about the same amount of money that we make. What do those people do? Hello, your company, how are you people doing today? Show me evidence that you are a standard company. Show me evidence that you have been verified by the government. Show me evidence that you comply with. And they just earn just about the same amount of money that we earn. All they need to do is they need to sit down and they need to ensure that they are up to date with all the policies, global, local, everything. And that is the very good part. So if you're coming and say, oh, I'm not so good in math, mathematics is my problem. Even when I was in nursery too, anytime they give me math, I usually cry. And you say that is your excuse. You can see that you don't have any excuse, because you can switch to that aspect of cybersecurity. Then we talk about the guys that do the actual penetration testing. They try to break into system that is advanced and needs a kind of a journey to get into it. That one is called ethical hacking. They are being paid to breach information systems. That is the second part. Then we talk about the third part, where the part I play, called threat intelligence. What do? If you employ me, when I sit in your organization, I try to look for whosoever that is trying to attack you, actively or passively. So it's like a mix of both the bad guys and the good guys, because I have to try to do the bad thing. So I will know if somebody will say, oh, are you trying to get into that house? I'm also trying to get into that house, but I'm a member of that house, but I'm just trying to catch the person trying to get into the house. And I also want to talk about emerging fields like animation. So if you think that something like software dev is not for you, and you've tried UI, UX, you design, you like flyers, you like designing things, you like Snapchat, you like find things, you are an Oshapapa, apology. You like sharp things, you could delve into animation. Animation pays heavily. And if you go right now online, there is an organization that is training people for free in animation. It is called Yappy. Yappy is training people free animation. With animation, you can enter global industry. I'm trying to give you secrets that can catapult you if you pay attention to it for the next 8 months of your life. Animation is doing so well now, and you don't need to be very technical to get into it. Google Yappy, wait till the next cohort opens, join them. If you want to get into cybersecurity, peruse these 3 fields that I've mentioned. Look for the one that suits you according to your background and what you have as transferable skills. Key in. I want to mention artificial intelligence, but truth be told, you cannot get into artificial intelligence if you're an entry-level cybersecurity analyst, unless I would have come up to this webinar to lie to you. So largely, what is going to be the future of cybersecurity is the cybersecurity analyst that has mastered artificial intelligence. So ability for me to control AI with cybersecurity, because the world is going AI. So that sits at the apex, but before you get to the apex, you have to pick from the branches. You have to pick from the twigs. And all that I've mentioned, they are the twigs. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chinaza. That is massive. Thank you so much. Chinaza has just remind us that we should pick from the basics. If you're not experts in this field, start from the basics. We have it on the internet. Look for the one that is in line with your strengths and your value. We all understand ourselves. As a parent, there is need for you to understand what your child has interest in, what they can do very well, and they are so happy about doing it. So we look for this and we do it. So thank you so much, Chinaza. That was awesome session with you. Thank you for always coming up on this to enlighten us on what we need to do, what the teenagers and young adults need to do to position for this role, and always help the parents in their decision on this. Thank you. So from what I have, Mustafa Rabiu Adiola is around. Could you please say hello to our audience, Mustafa Rabiu? All right. Mustafa Rabiu, can you hear me, please? Confirm if you can hear me.
Yeah, hello. Good evening, everyone.
Hi. Good evening, thank you. Oh, great. Thank you for coming on the show. So I'm going to hand you over to Dorothy to have your session with you. Dorothy, you are home.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ganaya. Welcome, Mr. Mustafa. Yeah, happy to have you on board. I know our audience have been waiting to hear from you. Welcome. Please, my first question for you today is
Sorry, Dorothy. Hello, Dorothy. Sorry, before you ask me a question, I have a question.
Okay. Please,
yeah, Chinaza, the yappy she spoke about, how is it spelled? I tried to look it up online, but I guess I'm not getting the spelling. Chinaza.
All right.
She spoke about yappy. Oh, thank you. PPI. Awesome. Thank you, Chinaza.
I'll put it on the chat box just for the winter.
Oh, thank you, Chinaza.
You're welcome.
You're awesome.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Mustafa, my question goes this way. What does it mean for a software development career to be foolproof in today's digital world?
Yeah, good evening once again, everyone. It's an honor to be here to speak to you. Okay, not to waste much of our time, going straight to the question. I guess you're saying that how can one future proof as a software developer? So, but then, truth be told, just like every speaker, I was opportune to listen to Chinaza speaks extensively. So to say it all, the world is moving faster than we can imagine. So 5 years before now, you used to hear that the future is near, or technology is bringing the future closer. But then the paradigm has changed. The future is now. So the future is now. So 10 years back, 20 years back, having a color TV in your living room, it's not awesome. But now it's not in anymore. It's not in anymore. So to be sincere, the future is now. That's just it. So there's no talking. Let's just say that you want to be future proof again. No, the future is now. The future is now. And so to move in the trend now, no point, no dilly dallying, no cutting corners. It's just AI. That's it. It's AI. It's AI. Everything now is artificial intelligence. So you, as a software developer, if you want to future proof yourself, so you just have to level up in how do you use AI to write code to enhance your productivity, for you to write codes that are clean, scalable, and deploy fast. You know, idea these days now, idea does not sell. What sells now is implementation. We can have the same idea, but we can run it different ways. You know, currently now, running my mini MBA with Tikidia Institute, with that same with Professor Ondobisi. And one of the things that's one of the cases that we discussed in class was Microsoft, looking at Microsoft, how Microsoft was able to reinvent what's it called, software. Before Microsoft, it used to be IBM. So IBM, what they do is when they build software, they sell it. But then when Microsoft came into play, Microsoft happens to be the first to bring an innovation model, and that is what you subscribe. You don't buy software, you renew software. So and that actually killed IBM. It actually did. Till now, IBM is still struggling, and Microsoft is still coming up with different models and stuff like that. So what I'm saying in essence is just that the future is now. How do you use AI to enhance your what's it called, your productivity? You writing clean code and scalable code. That's the new thing now we can all think of, and that is how, as a software developer, that's how you can future proof yourself. Yes, Dorothy. I don't know if
Thank
that
you
answers your
very
question.
much. Yes, please. Thank you. The future is now. Thank you very much. Can you please, my second question, please. Most people most parents might not really understand software development. So can you please tell us what software development is and why they should pay attention to it? Why our African youth should go into it as a viable career option, and why parents should support or help their children in seeing software development as an option, as a career option. Because if in Africa, if you ask any child today, what do you want to be? They'll say a doctor. And even the parents will say, I want him to be a doctor, I want her to be a doctor, a lawyer, when there are other careers that's even doing better. So can you please educate us on what software development is and why we should see it as a career option? Thank you.
Yeah, I must tell you, that was maybe 5 years ago. That's when parents will say that my son is a doctor, will be proud that my son is a doctor, or my son is a lawyer, maybe 5 years ago. But currently now, yes, it's one of the fast growing profession in Africa, software development. There's a lot of guys, young talents like myself, coming out of school, changing career to software development, learning it from friends, from YouTube, buying course on Udemy. And in a couple of years, 3, 4, 5 years, they're doing great. They can do things on their own. They're doing what adults, I'm not saying other things, but great things like we used to know that adults do. You guys, so that's what they're doing now. So yes, why should parents look at this? For real, everything now is becoming technological driven. Almost everything. The TV, the refrigerator you use in your kitchen, your fan, everything is becoming smart. Everything is becoming smart. And when we talk about smart technologies, smart gadgets, smartphones, smart wristwatch, all of these things come to play with nothing but what? Programming. That's it. That's the foundation for all of these things. No matter what you want to say in technology, you want to be a cybersecurity, you write a script, you automate things. So it's all about scripting, it's all about programming language. So I would say that it is not a deal for anyone again in this 22nd century. Allow me say that, the 22nd century, because we're no longer in 21st. Okay, so it is not. I would say you are living in the 18th or the 17th or the 16th century if you are not writing or you're not learning how to write a script. As small as it is, whatever it is, even if it is just an Excel script, how to write formula in an Excel, it's still a script. It's still a script. So you'll be living in the 16th century, you'll be living in the 15th century if you are not learning or if you cannot write a script, if you cannot automate a simple task or you cannot command the machine. Not to talk of building, I'm not saying you should build something, you build something as large as whatever it is that we can think of, but at least it becomes a necessity now. It becomes a necessity, just like food and water is for everybody living in this age, in this era, not to learn how to write a script. Now, not to talk of someone between the age of 7, you're between the age of 7 or 24, and you can't write a script. Oh no. You are doing yourself, you're going to be doing yourself a very wicked thing. So then of course you can start from there, then transit or transcend to what is known as software development. At least if you know how to write a script, you know you can do a lot of things. You can choose software development, you can choose IoT, that's Internet of Things, you can go to DevOps, you can go to cybersecurity, you can go to all of them that you can go to. But at least learning how to write code or script is important now to our health, just like air is. Okay, so why software development? Software development happens to be, allow me say, the foundation of all of these technological things that we see. It is software. Everything is written by software. After the hardware is built, what actually runs it is the software. I don't know if I'm communicating. After the hardware is built, you have a smart refrigerator now in your kitchen that is telling you the temperature, that is telling you the level of or the quantity of ingredients or products that is inside your fridge, and it's communicating with another system out of your home and stuff like that. So all of these things are run by software. The fridge is still the fridge. The freezer is still the freezer. The wristwatch is still the wristwatch. But what is making it unique? What is giving it the extra power? It is the software that is in it. The robot is still the normal robot. But what is making it advanced now, doing strange or doing interesting things, is the software that is able to run this robot. So being a software developer is going to be the foundation, learning how to write a code. So from software development, you can then decide, okay, I want to write softwares that is going to be communicating with the kernel of a machine, or you want to write software for the web, or you want to write software for devices. So software development it's just the foundation for all of these great things that is happening now. Telemedicine, agri, running all of these, cutting across different, what's it called, industry. It's software that is doing the big thing around them. But then the software now is now, subdivided. Do you want to write software that's going to run on the web? So most likely, largely, we'll call them the web developers. Do you want to write software that is going to run on a laptop, on a wristwatch, on a refrigerator, on TV? So where does your software wants to run? So like in summary of it, I would say that if you are not writing a script and you are between the age of 7 and 24, 25, then you're lacking behind. That's first of it. And the second is that yes, software development it's not a what's it called? It's not an option for us now. It's not an option for us now. It's a way to go. And software development, you can actually transition into a web or into machines, writing software for machines. So yeah, and of course, it's one of the lucrative industry now or profession in the world now. And also in Africa. Why? Because in the developed world now, you have them when you're being recruited as a software developer, there's so many things that the company will have to pay you, pay you for this and that and that. But when they come, they get us from here, from Africa, they pay us peanuts. But trust me, lo and behold, that peanuts, if you get it, you can still live the life of Tinubu here in the mainland, why Tinubu is in Abuja. That's it. So the peanut, they see that we are shortchanging you and they are giving you $2,005. Are giving you $1,005. Imagine multiply $1,005 with the current naira now, and tell me, you still live the life of Tinubu right here in Alagbado or wherever you are, or in Ikorodu or in Ekwe, and so that's one of the things, and you can still go do things for your family, for parents, for friends, and still be a kind of like a mentor to young ones. So it's not, it's a lucrative business, if you allow me say that, and it's something that parents should also see as something that their young ones can do. There are now universities that are doing it, software development. Likely they are private universities, and of course too, I know a couple of friends that are elderly friends that have put their young ones into schools, training schools like NIT, like what's it called? This one in Lekki, the Decagon, these are proper institutions that where you learn software development, and when you are done with it, just a thorough 1 year or 9 months or 8 month course, and after you're done, you can start doing great things for yourself. Yes, Dorothy.
Thank you so much, Mustafa Rabiu, for the information. I know you. There's one particular thing I pick that resonates very well with me, and that is, idea does not sell again. All right, start implementing. So whatever you have, the best you can do for yourself is to start implementing. Thank you so much, Robbie. And to talk of it, my last question for you, you have actually answered it in a way, but I would just want you in 1 minute, all right? In 1 minute, I'm going to ask you this, Mustafa Rabiu, and that is, as a software developer, what is your advice for parents and young adults, the teenagers right here on this call? What is your advice for them in 1 minute? Thank you.
Okay, so as software development, as lucrative as it is, one thing I see that majority of us in the field, that we complain of is that you being a software developer, there is no way you can be at the peak of it. You keep learning, you keep learning, you keep learning, you keep learning. So if that you are the type that you're not inquisitive, you're not technical things does not interest you, then I would say, just like I think Chinaza said, I would say that you might not see software development as your best option. Yeah, you might not see software development as your best option. But there are other things that definitely is going to interest you in technical. There's product management, there's designs in different ways, there's UI, UX, there's graphics, all of them, there's cartoons, there's animation, just like Chinaza said. So there's so many things that actually can catch your attention in this IT world. So the best you can do to yourself now is, first off, know yourself, know your interest. Even while you are still finding yourself, you're still finding what actually interests you, then I would say that pick up a script. The least of it, the simplest of the programming, is in between. We call it script. It's still used as a code, or programming is JavaScript. Pick JavaScript. Leave HTML, leave CSS for now. That's when you want to go to web development. But pick up a programming language, and the least, as in the simplest, the learning curve is smooth. It does not have a curve. It does not have a steep learning curve. That's JavaScript. Pick up JavaScript and learn. Learn how to declare a variable, learn how to write a function, learn how to write a loop. So pick JavaScript, pick Python, either of these two, Python or JavaScript. Pick any of these. Pick any of these two. So they're kind of like, they are close to human language, most especially Python. Python is close to human language, just as if you're writing English. That's Python. It's as if you're writing English. So it's not hard to learn. What you just learn is logic and syntax. So the moment you learn this, you can, maybe while doing that, you can begin to grow interest in you see yourself growing interest in design, or you see yourself growing interest in software, or you see yourself growing interest in cybersecurity. Funny thing. No, if anywhere you want to go in technical wise, this too happens to be very, very productive, or should I say, very happens to be handy. If you want to transition into DevOps, if DevOps is finally what you need Python or JavaScript. They are good for scripting. You know, if you want to go to cybersecurity, you're going to write Python. You will write Python as a cybersecurity. You know, so no matter where you go in the industry, aside design, no matter where you go in the industry in technical space, either Python or JavaScript will become handy for you.
All right, Grace, thank you so much, Robbie. Wherever you go, the JavaScript is good for you. And for those of us that don't like the tech thing, the programming thing, he has also said it. You can go to the other side where you will not need to program. And for those of us that love programming, sitting, you know, writing script, just like he said, rather, you can go to all those. Thank you so much, Mustafa Robbie, for coming up on our program. And thank you for telling us that if we don't want to code, we can go to the other side. And I'm sure the parents, the young adults, the teenagers has a lot of questions for you. Please stay still around while we go to the next thing. Thank you so much, Mustafa Robbie. And the next thing I'm doing is handing the program to Dorothy to pick it up for the next thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ganaya. Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. Next on our list is the workshop session. I'm going to call on our doctor, the founder of iTrain Africa Foundation, the Clarity King herself, to share with us her wealth of knowledge and experience on this session. Please join me as I welcome Dr. Aderisola Adepoju.
Thank you very much, Dorothy. Thank you to Chinaza and Mustafa for that expose. I was just here listening and learning. I don't know about any other person in the comments or in this particular meeting, but I always say one of the things I learn every day. I learn from everybody and anybody, and that is one of the reasons why I'm this informed, and I encourage everybody to learn and implement. I think the major difference that between me and I always say that when it comes to ideas, all of us have ideas, but only 5% of those that have ideas actually implement. I'm one of those 5% I implement. And why am I saying that today? A lot of things has been shared today, but then implementation is key. Now, I'm going to go to my own aspect of this, which I'm going to talk generally from a career guiding point of view. And of course, I'm going to end up talking about some of the things that Mustafa and Chinaza have said during the course of my presentation. Now, let me share my screen with you. And yeah, so in this workshop, please take note. If you are not ready, please drop whatever it is that is distracting you. I'm an educator, you remember, right? And I would like for you to pay attention because there is a reason why people call me Clarity King. It is because I always believe that clarity comes before every other thing. If you are not clear on what to do, you'll be investing resources. And when I say resources, time and money, that is going to cost you a lot. And I always say you can actually even quickly get money to replace whatever it is you need to replace. The one that I always say you should try not to lose is your time, because time lost, you can never get it back. So my topic for today will be choosing the right career, what every parent and teen must know before it's too late. And trust me, it can be late. And I will give you an example of myself at some point during the course of this thing. So again, our topic is choosing the right career and what every parent or young adult should know before it's too late. Now, let's go. They've introduced me earlier and all of that, but what I want you to pick out from this thing is the fact that I'm on a mission to help 10 million Africans, youth, women, and professionals gain clarity, upskill, and become globally employable by 2030. Mustafa said something, said the future is now. The future is actually now because COVID helped us to estimate that future. We were projecting 2030, but unfortunately, the world helped us bring it closer because of the things that are now happening. And now with the advent of AI in everything you do, I always say, the future is actually now. So please take note that this mission it's not even about the future anymore. It is now about now. Now, I want to share the screen because the next thing I'm going to say on the next slide, I want you to learn from it, especially as a parent. You saw on the previous slide, I have a PhD in chemistry. I've taught at the University of Lagos and all that stuff, which is a very, prestigious thing, right? Academic-wise and all that. But then I will tell you a particular story that will make you consider your choices when it comes to career, right? And why am I showing you this? I think recently, this year, I was featured in Business Days newspaper as one of the 15 inspiring women in Nigeria. I got interviewed on channels also in February talking about workplace skills, the future of skills, what skills we should be learning to be ready for the workplace and all that. So even if I say so myself, I'm an authority in my own right in this career and choosing careers that is going to give you certain level of satisfaction and all that. Now, the objective of my session this evening is to explore, for us all to explore the different careers that exist, for us to make informed decisions. I repeat, informed decisions. Many people are making decisions about their entire life because your career is your entire life. Most people will say, I'm retiring at 60. You are finished living at 60. So if you are going to spend 35 years of your life doing something, please, let's be clear, your life has finished. Let me just put it technically, because 35 years of your life doing something, it should count. It should be something that you really, really want to do, or something that gives you some level of satisfaction, largely, because at the end of the day, when we are choosing careers, it is about making money to make a living. Especially for men, you want to make a living to be able to cater to your family. For a woman too, you have parents you want to cater to. So even if career choices is typically at the very beginning about making a source of living, but I say, who says we cannot have the best of both worlds? Why will make a living and still satisfy it is that, or whatever it is that we are trying to achieve? Which is why I say, look, I'm an academic. I have a PhD, right? So you would never come to any of my learnings or trainings without me backing it up with statistics. I don't believe in hearsay, right? I don't believe in hearsay. I always say there are people that have done this research, which is why I always merge my training, always have a bit of the real world and the strength of the academic sector, which is backing what you are doing, saying up with research. Research it. Is it really true? Is it existing and things like that? Now, if me and an academic who understands research and all that is telling you that beyond your academic excellence or grades, it is important that you know that there are other things that determines career success. So as a parent, myself, I know all of us, we are hustling, paying school fees, and school fees is not even smiling again. Like school fees is just like every time right now, as you are finished paying one school fees, you're already thinking, hey, 3 months, like you have not even finished drinking water on top of one school fees that you paid. You're already thinking about, in the next 3 months, I need to pay another one. Like it never ends. You keep paying school fees. Once you have a child, think about you're going to pay school fees maybe for the next 21 years. So it is one of the things that we need to do, school. But somebody is now saying to you, like this particular research was by a group of researchers in December of 2024. And they sampled young adults, teenagers. That research is on Springer. If you want to read the whole academic side of it, I can drop you the link sometime. But I'm just saying that there was a research that was done, and they have said there is what? There are a lot of things that, my slide is blurred. Someone said my slide is blurry. Is that true? Please, can anybody, is my slide clear to, maybe, can you just type in it?
Yes, very clear to me, maybe from the person's end.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so there is, studies indicate that while GPA and all those things can predict career, okay, somebody is having a 3-point-something GPA and all that, factors like engagement, curiosity, and all those things play a significant role. And I will tell you why I would say factors like GPA, which is at the university level, right, can determine, oh, maybe this person will succeed. It is not about the GPA. I will tell you why you can say you can use it to predict. Because if you are able to get a certain GPA, right, it simply suggests that to a very large extent, your IQ is kind of okay in terms of, it is not about the subject now. It is about the fact that you have the mental capability to be able to deliver that result. Finish. So it doesn't even matter what the course of study is. It is just indicative of your mental capabilities, like what your brain can carry. Simple. So that is why it is say it is predictive of success. So if it is not about the main thing that you studied, then we should start asking ourselves questions. If it is not about the main thing, then it means that my career could be, I need to put in other things into consideration in choosing a career. Now, in choosing a career, there are proven methods, scientifically proven method that can help us assess, okay, now, since they say that I just need to be an average person or this academic in the world we currently live in, it's just to determine my IQ, to determine if I have sense to a very large extent, as in certain amount of sense, then it means that what are the other things I need to do? Now, I always say, and Chinaza said something, it starts with yourself. It starts with yourself. I know this sounds very cliche, and I'm not one of those people to sound really cliche. I will give you actionable steps on how to get there. So if you're a young adult in this room and you're saying, oh, they've come, all this aspire to perspire. No, I'm a scientist, so I would say this is methodology. Do it this way, you achieve this result. It's that simple, right? Follow simple steps, actionable steps. Now, understanding. Now, we are going to do an exercise right after this, but before the exercise, I will say something to help us know how to achieve or to get to this result. Now, I'm going to talk about something later, Career Path Navigator, where there is like an assessment you can go through, but because of the limited time in this webinar, I'm going to use a short approach to quickly get some substantial results from all of us in this room who are going to participate in that activity. But in the proper program, which is Career Path Navigator, we are going to explore a longer approach that we can use to get more accurate results. But look at the things on my screen right now. I said, understanding personal values, interests, skills is crucial for career alignment. The first one I'm going to talk a bit around, which is personal values. What are personal values? I think Mustafa said something around, or was it Chinaza that said, Chinaza, it was like, if you are that kind of person that when you were in primary school, personal destiny, you know yourself, you just don't like mathematics. You just don't like things that involve calculation, but you want to still get into cybersecurity. There's a policy aspect of it, meaning that you just need to be able to like English, read, cram, and all those things, right? Those are personal values. Like there are some things that are innate. Don't let's be deceiving ourselves. There are some parents, some of you are parents right now, and you are pushing a child to go and do that this thing, you must know it. That's science, because for you to be in science, mathematics, see, somehow you are not God. You did not design innate abilities. Do you understand? And if you did not design it, you cannot influence how God created someone. So the question is, how do I then take what I am to choose the best things? So personal values. I am not saying that there is no place for improvement in the things you are weak at. I always say the most successful people in life are the people that recognize their strength, recognize their weakness, and play to their strength and delegate their weaknesses. Meaning, if I'm going to get into the tech space and I do not like a line of code, like Mustafa has said, I know I have tried. It means that if I had to do that task, I will do it or I will deliver it. But I do not like to do it. It means that if I have to do it, I will have to take extra time to concentrate on it. It will take me more time. What I will do in maybe Ghanaian will do in 5 minutes, I will do it in 1 hour, because I will end up delivering it because I don't have a choice, but it is not my natural habitat. So the question is, if there were alternative on how I can choose a career, aside that, why not? So the first thing is who, like this thing, which is I said that there's a particular test we do at the academy that helps us to get all that stuff, but I can't do it here because of time. So the innate abilities. What are they? Now, the second thing is in the interest. What actually does interest you? There are some of us, when we see something being done, like naturally, let me give an instance. Some of us like to walk. Someone like me, an advocate, meaning that careers that involve talking. By year 3, I knew I was going to teach for a living. By year 3. It was whether I passed or not, I was going to teach, right? Because why? I'd recognized that I love to teach. I am extroverted. I love people, meaning I love to be. So if you are giving me careers that is going to keep me at the end of the laptop all day, I'm scripting, I'm coding, I'm doing all those things, I will drive myself insane because I'm not interested in things like that, right? Because I'm just like, but if you give me things that will make me talk, will make me market, I'm interested in those things. It doesn't even matter what it is but it has those things. Those are the kind of things that interest me. Our interest, what do we like, what do we dislike? Now, the third thing is what? The skills that we possess. Skills can be learned. Skills can be learned. The whole essence of iTrain Africa Limited, which is a sister company to the foundation, right, is the fact that we teach workplace skills, right? So skills can be learned. So the one we cannot engineer is the personal values. Interests, largely we cannot also, environmental factors has a large this thing to play, like where a child grows up might have, influence on what the things that interest you, environmental factor. But again, there's a large part of the interest that has to do with innate abilities. But I'm just saying, that is where we are, right? That is where we are. Like 3 major things: personal values, the interest, and the skills. Skills can be learned. I always tell people, like, you can learn any skill. Let's be clear on that. You can learn any skill, right? It is the first 2 that has a bit of God infused things in it. Now, I'm going to show you. I wrote 4 things on this slide. I wrote interests, skills, flexibility, and financial reward. Now, I mentioned something earlier that I already knew I was going to teach. Standard by year 3, right? It was just interesting to me, the fact that I could open my mouth, teach someone what I know, and it would change their life. Like it's till now. It doesn't matter how long I teach. I am humbled by when I teach and someone's life literally changes. So when you ask me to introduce myself, it doesn't matter the accolades. I say I'm an educator. I change lives for a living. That is what I do. Through what I teach, I change lives for a living. Like it still interests me till today. So my interest. So in me choosing a career, I already knew by year 3 that I wanted to teach because of all the things I've said. Now, in terms of skills, at that point, I wasn't even clear on the skills I needed, but I knew that whichever way, it doesn't matter. I would have to have skills that can communicate. I would have to know how to teach properly. At least I knew that, right? Now, why did I even now choose a career to this thing, flexibility? I'm a family-oriented person. I'm a lover girl, meaning that I had always imagined my life in such a way that my career would be flexible enough for me to have, to take care of family and children. And I was very accepting of the fact that that is the kind of life I wanted to live, because I would see my lecturers bring their children to school during office hours. It was not those kind of work that at the bank, you cannot go and bring your child and put in the office. So I said, let's just teach at the university. My children will go to staff school, I'll bring them back and all that stuff. And I also realized in me analyzing myself, that is why people call me Clarity King. It doesn't matter how complex that thing is. If you can make me understand it, I can explain it to a 5-year-old. I mean, to, not a child, but I'm talking about somebody that has the IQ of a 5-year-old. I can explain it to them. I know how to break down complex things and simplify it into a logical manner. So it meant that I knew that, and I looked at, okay, but I don't like to teach children because children are not very rational. Like they're not logical people, and I'm a very logical person. So I said, if I'm going to teach, I will teach adults, meaning that I'll get the flexibility I want. My natural interest and abilities, I employ it, I will teach adults. So it just makes sense that Of course, if you wanted to teach adults, at the time I chose a career in the academy, you have to go and do masters and PhD and become a lecturer, because adults as at then were only at the university. It is not like now that I'm teaching you online. So what does this mean? I've done all those figuring out. Now, financial reward. When it now came to me choosing the career itself and starting it, and started to teach at in 2019, and I was like, hold up, what is happening here? Like, what exactly is happening here? Flexibility was checking, maybe in a way. Skills, yeah, interest was checking. I was really happy to go to class and teach first level students and everything like that. Then, the first time I got paid, I said, hey, and please take notes. I had been a fashion entrepreneur since 2010, and I didn't start teaching at university until 2019. So I had 9 years, solid years of entrepreneurial skills behind me and making money. And I'm like, like, and then I sat down and calculated the amount of money I could make throughout my career. I calculated my age. I said, so how many years would it for me to retire? I now went to ask, I said, I beg, how much are they paying professors? I got the money. I said, your total net take home is under 500,000 as a professor. Professor, how many years? Like your take home, maybe the total salary, when they calculate everything, but they will remove their housing tax and all those things. So literally, you're taking about 500K. And I'm like, please take notes. As at then, I'd been an entrepreneur. So in terms of that money, I'd calculated that I could make it in my business in maybe 1 month max. As at then. And I'm like, look, I was very impact oriented. Meaning I'd said in my life that I want to have the kind of money that can help me be a Tony Elumelu and be doing all the philanthropic work. Meaning that I really wanted to touch lives. Did you see my mission at the beginning? 10 million people. That was the kind of person I am. I like the numbers. I like to reach people. I said, look, broke does not fund broke. Don't let us get it twisted, especially because in Africa, in Nigeria, people have sold to us as if they make you feel like wealth is a bad thing. Let's just be serving God. As if those that have money, they cannot make everything. Literally, that is how people portray wealth to us. But it is not. I always say, for you to really do the work of God, you need to have money, because you need to touch life, you need to change lives, right? You need the backing of money. So the question is, the kind of impact I'm going to make in my life, will the profession, every other thing I checked, be able to help me make that money? And I started to say, it will not. It cannot, because that money cannot even reach me. Let's even now talk of me alone. It cannot reach me. Not to talk of the money that will now be enough to start doing all this impact work. For instance, at iTrain Africa Foundation, when we organize GMC, no matter the support we get, like we'll get support from here and all those are our free programs, we cannot spend less than 4 million naira. So where is that money going to come from, right? So those are the kind of things. And I realized that all the careers that they have helped me to say, go to this place. This was particular, I think this particular picture was me. I don't know, I think it was during my PhD seminar in this thing classroom. Now, this was me maybe in 2020 when I started iTrain Africa, and they started to invite me to all this, whatever. I was speaking at SDGs at Lagos, Onikon, not Onikon, this United Nations something chapter in Ikoyi. This is 2025. Because of the thing I've now created in the educational space and being recognized, these two are in 2025. Why am I saying this? Did the interest change that I wanted to teach? No. Did the audience I wanted to teach change? No. Did my skills change? No. But I changed the method of offering it. I know that as a parent, you have been like, my child will become a doctor, become a lecturer, become a this thing. Please, let's know today that it is not about doing it in the ways of the past. I am teaching, I am changing lives. I am not just doing it in the place that 10 years ago, you would have expected me to do it, in the 4 walls of the university. And if I show you my impact report, the amount of people I've reached in a year, in my entire career at the university, I'll probably not be able to reach this number of students. And I can also make more money, meaning that in terms of impact, I can reach more people. And in terms of money, I can make more money for my family and myself. Now, we are going to do this activity. What's the activity? I have just defined how I arrived at my own conclusion. I want us to take 2 minutes each to do this activity. Let us reflect, right? Let us reflect on these things. What are your top 3 strengths? I mentioned my own. Clarity, my strength. I can help people achieve clarity. I like to talk. I can talk and convince anybody. Do you understand? I identify those things. And I like to explain things to adults. I identify the things I was good at. And I said, where can these things work? That's the first thing. Then my interest, I also identified it. I was interested in changing the world. I was interested in helping Africans have decent work because I looked at it at the time like, what we are teaching at university was not helping people really get to work in the actual sense of it in this century. So how do we change that? How do we change that? So what I want you to do right now is everybody in the room, write 3 strengths that you have. It doesn't have to be clear to you right now, but I want us to do the exercise. What is your strength? As in, I like numbers. I just like the way numbers, something like that. It is a strength. I like to put people together, like Ghania, coordinate, Akojo, all those kind of stuff. It is a strength. Ghania is smiling. When she came to do internship at the iTrain Africa this thing a couple of years ago, I told her, I said, Madam, you will do well in anything, projects or program coordination. And she was like, what is it about? And she was like, why? I said, I have looked at you. You have strength in coordination, putting things together. There is a no-code tech career called program coordination. As at then, I was currently being a program coordinator at Museum for the United Nations, earning in dollars. Guess what? I was not writing any code, but it was a no-code technical career. That it was based on the things I like to do, projects and all those things. That I also had experience from running my fashion business. Now, why am I saying that? She may not have identified it then, but because I was in a position to help her say, look, you will do well in program coordination. These are your natural strengths. So it is only small methodology, meaning that you will just have to do a small program to complement it. It's only small you will have to learn. You naturally have interest in this thing. Like you are naturally, your strength lies here. And I remember then, also in design, Ghania she would just pick up something and she was like, I would say, I didn't even have to teach you much. She has an eye for, let's put this color and color together into match in design. I said, I like to design things and everything. Why don't you, do this? So there are some things that you just naturally do. It is a strength. I am not telling you to list your strengths with respect to what you think you're going to do. You will be biased. Why am I asking us to do this activity? You must have listed at least one strength on your paper right now. It is because I will then go ahead to then talk about certain careers that if you match this and this and this together, it will make sense for that career. If you match this and this and this together, it will make sense for that. Why? Because the world has now come to a place that careers are now being described. Job titles are now being described on the interest and strength, no longer on what you studied in school. If you go on LinkedIn, there are job descriptions that exist is not less than 1 million, like job titles. Job titles. Unlike before, that if you had to count job titles, you could count it on your fingers. Doctor, lawyer, chemist, no, you could count it. Right now, you have over 1 million job titles. Why? Emerging careers. She will come here, she will say, I'm a cybersecurity analyst. In one cybersecurity, you'll be hearing 10 titles. I'm a policy cybersecurity. You're wondering, what exactly are they talking about or doing? But if you go on LinkedIn, you will understand what I'm talking about. It means that they have now, they are just emerging and emerging and emerging. And I remember when I got my job at UN Live, and I saw that job description, I said, did they create this job for me? Because the kind of things they were asking for, they were non-conventional. They were not the kind of things you would see in a job description 5 years before then. Meaning that they will ask me for a skill or something, an experience that maybe it is somebody that is that is in public administration that will typically have it. Then they will ask me for another experience that is somebody that is in mass comm that will have it. They will ask me for another experience that is somebody that is in lawyering. Like it was a combination of different skills, experience, and interests that they put together to form that job title, as in to form the job description. But yet we are here limiting ourselves that how can you be having interest in tech when you are studying medicine? Who told you that that person will not find a job in tech medicine, in telemedicine? There are things like that now. I know a couple of guys that health, like they did medicine, but they are doing health project manager. They are doing tele-development of health testing, because the truth is, when you are developing an app in the health sector, you cannot be doing development of an app without having medical background. They need it. You are the one that's going to impute into that machine. So they need that health knowledge, which is where I always say that even if you're an adult and you feel like you're stuck in your career, guess what? You just need to start complementing it with tech at some point to pivot it. What did I do? I complemented my all the education I already had. I said, let's move it into tech. I founded an edtech company, iTrain Africa. And we started to package knowledge. But what did I do at the beginning of that? I looked for someone that understood how to render education that is supported by tech, meaning tech-powered delivery of the education. I am no longer going to teach in the classroom. I want to teach supported with tech, meaning, but I didn't know that aspect. I knew my education, but I did not know that aspect. So I went to pay someone $700. I said, teach me how to set up all these tech things, all this setting up online courses, creating landing pages. Teach me that one so I can combine it with this conventional thing and make some money. And that was what the person did. And that was how I started my journey into the tech this thing. So guess what? Is it that the conventional things are totally bad? No. But is it the bad thing is when you are not able to recognize the opportunities that are bound in combining that particular knowledge with what? With tech. Now, there are emerging career opportunities, which I've been talking about for the last maybe 2 minutes. And, both speakers kept saying something, AI. Chinaza said AI, like as in AI in cybersecurity is not an entry level, it is an advanced, and that is where cybersecurity, like you need to understand cybersecurity in relation to AI as you advance in your career in this thing. Mustafa said the same thing. That's, hey, AI, even in development and everything, meaning that combine AI literacy, something as simple as even knowing that ChatGPT exists. It exists. I'm not even talking about using it right or prompting it right. Existence of it can help you have a career that is different from the next person or your next neighbor. Now, careers that is going to have something that is, cybersecurity AI, web development AI, is what you need to start looking at. What are the current trends? Careers in sustainability. How do I mean? For example, I just said I'm doing program. I'm in the sustainability space, like all this, what's it called? Impact space and everything. And when you say sustainability, also think about careers that has to do with things like climate change. Who are those people that are helping us maintain the health? Because everybody is concerned about the sustainability of the health. Those are careers that, right now we say, anybody that maybe you are doing chemistry in school and you want to go and put your head and do something that is now chemistry MSc in distance. You did not think to go ahead and say environmental sustainability careers. That is what you should be putting. Why? Because you now start seeing environmental sustainability careers that you've never heard of before. That is the kind of thing you should be looking at, because guess what? They are now hot cake. Sustainability career related this thing, how we sustain the earth, fossil fuel and all those things. We want to green energy, solar development. When I say sustainability, people that are going to be developing solar because why? We want to eradicate fossil fuel. So instead of you focusing on my child is going to be a chemical engineer, whereas in the next 5 years, you are not following global trends, that chemical engineering will maybe not have job. You know why? Maybe they are phasing out fossil fuels. So that chemical engineer needs to start going to solar because it is a sustainable space. That electrical engineer needs to start looking at how do I then go to what's it called? Using AI to develop car models, because they are no longer going to be doing that my electrical testing. Global trends, current trends. You need to follow trends. They are moving to electrical cars. You are saying you want to go and learn how to set up engine for fuel. In 10 years, your child may not have a job. And they will be hustling. Instead of you to say, you see this engineering, what I want you to take out of it in school is it just the engineering, this thing. But you are not going to go and look at other engineering that is going to be relevant in this thing. And the good thing is, even if university are not yet studying it, what Chinaza said, passive learning, there's a reason why we establish things like iTrain Africa, meaning, take for instance this webinar. This webinar is set up and we are inviting professionals that are already in that space trying to what? As in doing like, they are not lecturers in a school, they are on the field. So this is what, they are not curriculum, whatever, they're not, university. But I will tell you for free today that these are the best places to learn from, because university cannot offer you those curriculums. Even advanced world are struggling to run up and start creating this thing, but there are already people doing that job. If you come to iTrain Africa Academy as a Skill for Work Academy, for instance, our facilitators are always people doing that job. Like, you are doing that job. Because I cannot hire a professor from the university who doesn't know anything about it. It is imagined. When you say something is imagined, it is happening. And the people that have the capacity to create passive learning, people like us that have capacity to create, when we passive learning, not learning of structured learning, are the professionals that it is easy for us to just wake up one day and say, I'm starting a school and I'm teaching product management. I am starting a school and I'm teaching cybersecurity. Why? I am a one person that doesn't need all those approval to create vocational learning or personal development learning. But I can give you what the school cannot give you, meaning I can give you the experience that will help you do the job. And that is exactly because even the people that are going to employ your child or employ you in that space know that there is no certification for it. There is no university degree for it, but they know that someone is going to be learning it from a professional, and it is the experience of that person they need to give you the dollars they need to give you. So what do we do as a parent in understanding this thing? Skills, I'm emphasizing skills. I'm emphasizing skills. Do not focus. It is good that you are paying that school fees of 500,000 naira, 1 million naira, 100,000 naira. But I want you to keep reminding yourself that for every 100,000 I'm investing in school fees, let me keep 50,000 for vocational learning. Maybe even the same amount of money, because in the actual sense of it, the money they are going to spend on that vocational lesson is the one that is going to earn that child money eventually. But the school is for literacy and for you to be able to test your IQ to say, anybody that can have a 3.0, okay, the person has standard IQ. So that is what we are determining with that school. So if what an employer of labor or whoever is employing that person is going to be testing is the skills to do the job, please, I would want us, we need to re-engineer our mind towards what exactly should I be investing in as a parent in today's world? Because last, your child will be left behind. It will be detached, and it is key to keep exploring careers. One of the major skills you can have as a parent at this point is lifelong learning. What is lifelong learning? Be open, be very, very open to learning what is in trend. Don't be too stuck up on this is what this child is going to do. Somebody will now come and tell you, no, I think we can amend it this way. Let's why does not say, no, but this one is very this thing. My sister, what if I'm telling you that it is changing? So you need to be very adaptable to the current trends because the world is changing too fast and you need to catch up. So one of the things I do is I ensure I join forums where I hear about the latest thing. Why? Because you're about to say, they are saying, babe, you are not helping them to carry. They are saying, carry. You are hearing her, he's running. You are not joining the places, not out of panic, but you want to be able to do listening to say, what are you people talking about? I do not want to be that thing that they will come. They will start saying, there is something in this AI. You say, what is AI? look, it is your duty as a parent to guide your child. It is your duty as a parent to guide your child. But in today's world, you can't be guiding your child in a controlling way. You can't be guiding your child in a controlling way. It is good. Parental influence is good, but you must play it from an informed point of view. You need to be able to help them shape careers by explaining to them all the things you are learning here, like what are your interests, what are your skills, and all those things. You need to be able to shape that, but not from, Mama Basira's child is a doctor, mommy doctor. Guess what? I always say, when we are growing up, my immediate elder sister is a medical doctor. She's a geriatric doctor. Me, I have a younger sister who is in the marketing space, working in a multinational, and I have a health and safety sister. We have 4 girls. Now, why did I say that? If somebody had told me when we were growing up that it is not probably the medical doctor that will be, in fact, maybe she would have even built us for all of us now. Do you understand that kind of? Because that was how we saw that when you're a medical doctor, it was synonymous to money. Do you understand me? It was synonymous to money. But the reality right now is, if you ever hear how much that she works in a government hospital, they are paying doctors in a government hospital. In a month, I can make that money in 4 hours from teaching from the comfort of my room. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I'm sure right now, there are some parents that are in this room that you see be saying, Dr. Lomomio, like doctor, that kind of mature. But in the actual sense of it, it is not delivering, because I keep saying it. 2 things your career must check. It must check your financial capability. It must check fulfillment. So right now, you have a child that for fulfillment is not checking because you push that child to go and do that doctor. So they are not even fulfilled. And the money they are still supposed to check, they are not still checking it. So what is the gain? So please, let's ensure, take note, there is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with the conventional professions. I'm just saying that make sure that a child that is going to do medicine actually has that thing for, I want to heal people. I want to do this thing. So you cannot even guide them to say, let's do this medicine, heal people, have this thing. But should there be an opportunity in future after this your medical degree, and you can contribute, meaning that you can say, I want to be an entrepreneur in medicine, not necessarily starting an hospital, but there can be a health app you want to innovate. That health app is going to ensure that once people wear a particular watch, they can measure their distance. People created this fitness watch I'm wearing. Medical doctors are on the team of those who created it, measuring oxygen and everything. A tech developer will not have that knowledge. But you see the tech developer, the medical person on this team is going to be raking in millions of dollars right now. So they are still using their medical knowledge to help save people. So somebody will not be having IBP and not know. They are still saving lives. They are only doing it through technology. So don't be so stuck up on, this is how it has been done. This is where you go. I want to be able to send my friend to your hospital and say, my child is the MD of that hospital, whereas you are running bankrupt. Let's be clear on that. Now, how do you achieve this? What are the mistakes I have seen when a parent is imposing their aspiration on children? Or what I just explained, my child is the owner of that hospital, go there, go and collect free medical medicine. Societal expectations. So they can call you mommy doctor that is collecting free this thing. But guess what? You know how it is happening at home. There is no fulfillment and there's still no money. Societal expectations. I always say, if calling doctor makes you sleep at night, you really like that doctor name. Hello, go have a PhD and everything, and then be calling you doctor, if it really matters to you. Do you understand? But at least make sure that, I'm going to use myself as an example again. All these Dr. AA, Dr. A, Dr. AA, is it the chemistry doctor that I'm collecting? Let's be clear. But if it makes you sleep at night, you can continue even your tech career and do a PhD. And this influencer guy is on a PhD program, but he's an influencer. Do you understand? Why? It makes him sleep at night. He wants to be able to have a PhD for his own satisfaction. He's a Gen Z. Do you understand? So it doesn't stop you from doing whatever PhD you want to do. But just make sure that the other things is checking the financial aspect of it and the world, that you'll not be out of a job. I kid you not, I have colleagues that we did PhD together, that for the first 1 year after we finished a PhD, did I even say 1 year, maybe 2 years, they could not make ends meet in their house. They were having to resort to teaching secondary school students to have to feed, and they are PhD holders. So trust me, I would know. Best practices with your child, or if you are a guardian of a child, open communication, encourage decision making. Do not say, make this decision. I always say, table what is on the table. Like, table it. Like, this is what I've noticed about you. This is this thing. Let critical thinking, decision making be part of your day-to-day. And it starts first with, you have a 7-year-old child, an 8-year-old child, you tell the child, as in, I would like to buy this phone. This phone has this phone has this. What do you think? And the child says, Mommy, buy this. You're asking the question, why? Why do you think I should buy this phone? Mom, I think this phone, it has better quality of picture. Why do you need to take picture? How am I going to make money from pictures? Mommy, but if I record content for you and you post it online, you're able to sell it. That is critical thinking. That is you. The child is analyzing that phone from a money-making angle, not from a cartoon-making angle. Those are the critical things you can ask a child to guide that child to make decisions that is going to end up generating revenue for you, for them, and for the entire nation. Please avoid these mistakes you are seeing on your screen. Choosing solely based on income. I would not choose a career based on income. I kept saying it that, look, it doesn't matter how much you are earning from certain professions, I will not do it. Data analysis. Why? I do not like numbers, but I know how to, of course, I'm a business owner, I understand my numbers, but I do not like to just be looking at numbers. Like, it doesn't make, like, do you understand? So I will not choose it no matter how much money they are making from it, but I will choose project management because I like that aspect of it, and it is a no-code tech career. Now, neglecting personal interest and interest, I will manage in charge of, let me just be doing it. Have you heard of depression before? Especially now that people are immersed in their phone. Children are depressed. And I kid you not, children are depressed. Young adults are depressed. Why? Doom scrolling on TikTok, doom scrolling. So please, what happens when somebody is in a career they don't like? They will do the work 5 minutes, they will doom scroll on TikTok 1 hour. You cannot be choosing those careers. Succumbing to external pressure without self-reflection. When I decided to move career from the academic and this thing, it was hard. You know why? I had gone to the UK, done this thing. My husband had eaten Indomie and bread. You know, people had sacrificed. My parents had helped me to take care of children for like 9 months to go and do academic research. They had sacrificed left, right, and center to help me support my academic career. I now came back, finished. I now came back and I started to say, one thing. I was going into a space that I was not even sure I could make money from. Like, what are you talking about? You want to create online courses? In 2019, how was I going to explain that? I could not, I did not even have the guts to tell my supportive husband that, please borrow me money, let me go and do this course. I had to go and meet my sister. That one is very liberal. She's outside the country, so she's very liberal. She just said, Jenny, what do you need money for? I said, just borrow me $700. I want to pay for course. She said, course. I said, so have you done your research? I said, I've done my research. Don't worry, I'll make my returns on investment. I'm sure in her mind, she just said, And by the way, in that 2019, I was working as an academic. I could not afford that. Just so you are clear. I could not afford the 700. So I had to go and borrow for my sister. So I was doing a job that could not afford me money to buy an online course. Let's be clear. Now, the solutions: engage in self-assessment and exercise, seek mentorship and guidance, stay informed about industry strength. I've talked about industry strength. Self-assessment, I've also guided you through. There's a more comprehensive self-assessment testing that we have at in the ITRA Africa Foundation. There's a more comprehensive assessment testing. And seek mentorship and guidance. The two facilitators here have said it, Chinaza and Mustafa. Like, let me see. The person that has done it before. Hey, Yorubas will say, I'm going to translate it in English, no kishino, meaning the person that asks for direction does not miss road. Meaning you can't get lost if you ask for direction from those who have done it before, and guidance. Because it will save you time, energy, resources, everything. And that was what I did when I was ready to grow and ready to stop doing trial and error with my life. I paid someone $700 to say, guide me on this setup now. Do you know how many I've paid since then? I went up and paid Ms. Ibuawushka for mentorship, the first mentorship program she did. I have got, look, so if I open my sheet of paper, or how much I have paid for those who have done something I want to get into before, that money will be plenty, like millions. That money will be plenty. I'm not keeping track, but if I ever had to do, why? But it has reduced my trial and error time. And that is what I want, because I see young people online these days, 15, 16, not doing Yahoo, any money. I'll give an example of my cousin who came to meet me right after YX 17, who got like, what can I do with my life? And said, go like this, go like this, go like this. Before this child even entered University of Lagos, he has started to earn. And this is a child that they were complaining that, oh, this person is following bad boys, doing Yahoo. He wants to, not doing Yahoo, like as in he's following like the kind of thing he's consuming online on TikTok before they will go and enter Yahoo. So, that was a fear. But I said, why don't we channel these guys? He's a professional gamer, meaning they play, the mom was always saying, we'll beat him. You took this thing, you took my phone, you are playing game. Whereas in the actual sense, it could be earning from that gaming. So right now, I say, if you must game, let's earn money from gaming, playing game. Let's earn money from it. Let's be winning and be collecting money. And that was what he eventually did. Like, let's make it in a structured way. Don't be a consumer. Make sure you are someone who is earning from it. Just not consuming and just scrolling on Twitter. And it is that guidance that can help you, save you as a young adult and all. Now, roadmap. Conduct self-assessments. I've talked about that. Research potential careers. We are guiding you through it here. Set short-term and long-term goals. Seek internship and volunteering, and regularly review and adjust your roadmap. That is what. Now, in order for us to provide guidance, this is why I Train Africa Foundation. Guided, or will I say led technically, because Ghanaian leads day-to-day operations has introduced this particular program called the Career Path Navigator. Simply put, it is a program that is like a tech integrated program, because again, we are saying 40 emerging careers powered by tech. I would not recommend any career to anybody now that doesn't have tech integrated in it. I said because even a cleaner, we need to understand the tech aspect of their job in today's world. I kid you not. A janitor, we need to understand the tech aspect of their job at this point. Meaning, you would see a janitor that doesn't know how to operate CCTV camera, they will soon be out of a job. A janitor that doesn't know how to go around CCTV camera will soon be out of a job. I have to use that example because it is basic, like on the ground floor. Because soon, whatever it is, your janitorial services will no longer be needed, because all you know how to do is open car door and say this thing, but you don't know how to do the security aspect of that job. And they will say, we no longer need your service because there's now a janitor on the block that understands the technical aspect of that job. So we developed this tool called Career Path Navigator, and it's for young adults from 13 to 25, where we are going to be, simply put, offering guidance and the tech. Basically, it doesn't matter what you are going to need. What are the tech tools, softwares, and whatever training that you need to have and possess to be able to do this. Now, basically, this is what Career Path Navigator is. It helps you identify suitable career based on that unique profile that we are going to put you through. You see that exercise that has you to do, identify strength and everything. There is a longer version of it, a more accurate version of it that can help you say, if you have this, let's go here. If you have this, let's go here. There's what we call skills analysis. There's an in-depth way to get this done that is more like accurate. And also this Career Path Navigator is going to provide you mentorship opportunities and personalized guidance. People like the speakers we have here right now are going to be our mentors in the academy. And when we say mentors in the academy, it means that after we complete the first stage of identifying interest, skills, and everything, it means that at that particular stage, once clarity is out of it, we are able to say, okay, we have then a career webinar for the parents of the children, or when I say children, please take notice, it could be 21 and everything. I'm just saying, like, based on where you have, that's how we say young adults, that are now going to say, okay, this is what we have realized based on this assessment and everything like that. These are the interests. And I'm not talking about career, like choosing a career at that point. I'm saying these are the interests, like these are the interests, and these are the possible things that this person could do in the future not narrowing down to just one thing. These are the possible things. Can we then start to explore the kind of technical background that they would need to get into this thing? And one of the ways I've done it is whenever I'm training young adults like that, or we are training young adults, I always say, I don't niche them down to one thing very early. And that is what parents do. They say, I'm going to be a doctor. That is niching them down to one thing too early. There are ways we do this thing, like, okay, after identifying this interest, identifying this and that, we bring this thing together, we explore the possible careers that could need it. And we start to, okay, these are the skills you need in this one. These are the things you need in this one. We start to expose you to it. Then we, of course, then bring the mentors into the room and say, okay, ask your question. Ask about story. How did you start your own? What is challenging for you in this field? If you had to do this again, ask real life questions based on you are in this field, you are doing this now. I want to look at my life. I want to predict my life in the next 10 years. So if I'm predicting that I'm seeing that, oh, what this mentor is telling me is not adding up, I exit this room and say, I want to go to the room that has Mustafa, the developer, because I'm seeing that it's like, what's that thing? The overview of what is that this thing is going to match this one more. That is basically what we're going to do. Providing people the mentorship ahead of time that is, of course, now going to have the parents or whoever. If you're the young adults here, maybe not parents, but I'm talking about for teenagers that still need parental guidance, they're going to say, okay, Auntie, mommy, daddy, these are the things we have realized. So there are these 2-3 option career paths. Can we start them putting resources together that they can start learning and exploring, so that you are not just sending your child to go and learn a line of code or learning coding where in the actual sense, they should be in the no coding space, meaning project management, product management, data analysis. They are all tech-powered careers. Fun facts. There is a research that says that in the technology space, 82% of the people that have jobs in the technology space are no-code tech careers, meaning only 18% are coders. 82% are non-coders. Like, there are no-code or low-code technical careers, meaning project management, data analysis, cyber, all those things. No, cybersecurity is under the code. I'm just saying all those things are no code. So there is something for everyone based on your line of interest. And that is why we are Broke Career Path Navigator. I'm sure you will have certain questions. Ghania will probably talk about, this is week 1, we'll do this in the curriculum, week 2, but I just want to answer the general questions around Career Path Navigator for parents who will be interested in going further with us and getting certain guidance on how they can, how they can take advantage of this thing. Now, let me show you, I think Ghania prepared something, a frequently asked question deck around Career Path Navigator that is going to answer some of your questions around Career Path Navigator. Please, that is for those who want to proceed on this journey beyond this thing, that wants to get themselves guided as they move along in this career path journey. So there's a FAQ. Ghania, you can please also find, Ghania, you can find what's it called? The PDF version of this for those that want to go, with this PDF version of this particular thing I'm about to present, and they can look at the questions in depth. Okay, great. So I'm sure the first thing you're asking is, what exactly is Career Path Navigator? Career Path Navigator is a 12-hour tech-integrated online career guidance and mentoring program for African teenagers, high school graduates, and young adults. And it provides, what does it provide? Personalized mentorship in emerging career recommendations. And basically, when we say emerging careers that it will be relevant by 2030, 2025, and all that, emerging careers that we are sure, because AI is here to stay, let's be clear. So I always say, what are the careers if AI keeps emerging and evolving, what are the careers that will revolve around it? Because those are the places that money will really come from in the future. That is what we now want to start exploring based on real life professionals that are in that space. Not, Google said, are you the one doing the job? Do you understand? That is what we want to explore. So we are going the mentorship approach. One of the reasons why we cannot create as courses right now, it is emerging, like it keeps happening. It is evolving. So we are going the approach of, as it is happening, We'll be doing batch in, batch out of. These are emerging careers. These are the things we want you to know as at now, because we are staying up to trend and keeping up with these people that are in this sector. That is what we are going to be doing. And please, we have a Q&A. We have a website address of this Career Path Navigator. Please, Celestina, can you answer? For the Career Path Navigator, we have a web page. Celestina, please, can you, drop that for?
Drop.
I don't know. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Career Path Navigator.
I've just done that.
Okay, thank you very much. So again, the next question we have on this slide is, I've answered that. The next question is, who is it designed for? I've talked about it. Ideal for teenagers starting from 13 and high school graduates and young adults uncertain about the career choices they need to make informed career. Like in the emerging world, what is there? I need guidance. Those are the people that this thing is for. And what are the benefits of joining this program? You'll gain clarity about your strength in a scientific manner, explore suitable career path, receive mentorship, avoid wasting time and money on the wrong degree. And at the end of the program, you have a step-by-step roadmap and templates on what you are going to do. And of course, there is that community aspect. Why? Because I always say, if you want to stay guided, be part of an informed community. That is one of the things that is going to be a bonus on the people that join this program, the community aspect of it. Now, how does this thing help you in choosing a career? It provides step tools, expert guidance, and mentorship, meaning that one of the elements of the program is that you have professionals in that space that you can actually speak with that is going to guide you. Now, what else? People asked us, what makes this program different from school guiding and counseling? I know. I know you are saying, my child's school as a career counselor. But they have a guiding and this. I said, did I not have, when I went to Federal Government College, we had guiding and counseling, but the person did not think to guide me. Even at University of Lagos, they had a guiding and counseling unit. But guess what? When the person learned guiding and counseling that time, you know what they learned? They should guide you to the industrial age career. So what are they going to teach you? It's like you are asking someone that does not know to teach you what they know, what they don't know. Please, have you ever heard of blind following blind? You're asking someone that does not know to teach you. How are you going to know? That is the problem. But because we have all been wired in the past to say, it is school that I can get knowledge. I said, but I told you that this particular knowledge is an emerging one, meaning that career counselor did not learn it. So how are they going to guide you to do it? Is the question. Someone that does not know cannot teach you what they don't know. Now, unlike school counseling, this program offers personalized mentorship from experience. Let me give you an example. In secondary school, now if you go to the guiding and counseling unit, say, these are my interests. You know what are you going to tell you? I think because you know maths, go to science class. That's all. I think because you like innovation, go to science class. You like numbers, go to account.
Sorry, doctor. I agree with you. That was what my uncle sold for me too. Because I love mathematics, so I need to go to science class.
See where you are. So, like, basically, they are still guiding us based on what we know from the industrial age, and it is from a good place. They are not intentionally guiding us wrong. It is just that They are incapacitated by the amount of exposure and knowledge they have. Full stop. They are incapacitated. One of the reasons that they had to bring that child to me is the parent had done everything they could within their capacity. They didn't know how to guide that child. I said, you have a child that is overstimulated by technology. He wants to explore, he wants to innovate. You do not know how. You don't know how. But you need to ask someone how, because that other person knows how. I said, let's do this. I'm going to engage this boy with this thing. It didn't take me 6 months to revolutionize the life of this guy and make him focus. I said, you are wasting this guy's energy. But guess what? They are tried for years to do it. What you don't know, senior you. So we are not a typical guy. I do not like to deceive myself. I am constantly innovating curriculum for programs every single day. And of course, one of the things that I like about this, I know Ghania didn't put this on the FAQ, but I said I was going to say it here, is Ghania has an MSc in education, by the way, from the University of Lagos, and she's our program coordinator. Aside that, Ghania is as an experienced educationist, strategist. How do I mean? She works with teenagers, she has her own thing. And Ghania owns a school, as in she actually owns a school and everything. I'm always telling her that I'm happy for whoever it is that is attending the school she has, right? Like a conventional school. Why am I saying that? She's an exposed educator. She's someone who has taken certifications even from, outside this thing. So she's an education strategist who works with teenagers, actually, right? So one of the reasons Ghania kept pushing, I said, before she said, Doc, let's do this teenager program. I said, I don't like to teach children. I don't like to teach young people. I like to teach adults. She said, okay, you know what? We are going to do this together. You have experience in innovative curriculum. I'm an educational strategist for that age of people. So we are going to design the curriculum in such a way that you bring your expertise, I bring my expertise, and we, use it to release stuff. So it's one of those programs that's been in the works since last year. Since last year, like in terms of innovating the curriculum and using it to say, let's test on this person, and see how it can help a young person actually choose the right things and focus in school. Fun facts, this is my cousin that I was talking about. By the time he entered University of Lagos, because he was with me learning that between May and December, entire university, by the time he finished his year one with a perfect score, like because he did diploma with a 16/16. Mm-hmm. So it meant that the fear of parents of, will this extra, that's how we call it extra curriculum. If you are that parent, you are calling this kind of thing extra curriculum, change your language. It is not extra, it is, switch it. How does something that is going to potentially be the money bringer of you be an extra curriculum? It should be the main curriculum. Do you understand what I'm saying? It is, we are being programmed to think that, I always say, I don't understand. Please make it make sense to me. How do you call something I'm going to build a career in extra curriculum? What is like, it is the other one that is extra curriculum. This one is the main curriculum. So please, that's conditioning of our mind has really helped us. That is why we'll see an Ivy League school that is $20,000 MBA. We will pay $20,000 for an Ivy League MBA school. But we'll see a business owner who has depth of knowledge running a business in this climb that can tell you, if you do like this, if you go like this, you will fail. If you go like this, you will fail. We'll say, bring 500,000 Naira, which is about $500. Say, that cost is too expensive. How will I take an online course of 500? I say, for my sister, if you take this one, your business will not fail. You take an MBA in the abroad, apply it in Nigeria, that business is going like this south, because the climes of Nigeria is different from whatever conventional thing that MBA has taught you. You will be shocked. I would know I have a mini MBA. So, but the street sense I have from running a business is totally different from the MBA. I can tell you that for free. Now, how is this program relevant to your child and this thing? It addresses the specific challenges African faces. We face different sets of challenges in this Africa. Limited exposure, lack of access to mentors, and mismatch between education and career outcomes. In the advanced world, they are racing to ensure that their curriculum is being amended. They don't need government approval to change curriculum. They are constantly changing it. Why? To match. In Nigeria, since I've been in university, I've been teaching 2019, they are still talking about curriculum change. 2019, what are we? 6 years. The challenges we were talking about when I was teaching, we are still discussing it. They are still setting up committee to change our curriculum. I'm like, hey, 6 years, committee is still deliberating curriculum change. When will it change? Is a career path navigator free? Please, it is not free. Like I said, we organize all these free webinars from time to time for all to take you or your child through a structured program for a period of time. We are going to need resources. These are our mentors. We are going to need resources for them. We are going to need resources. So the program is not free, but it is heavily subsidized, because if you are looking for such a program in the advanced world, you can check, you can go online and just look for career boot camps. Go online on Google, check how much it is. I always say, just check. So it is highly subsidized. That is it. How much is the program? Depending on when you join the program with your child and the number of people that are joining it, we have different this. And I'm going to click this. It's a link that is going to take me to Career Path Navigator that one of my people have dropped. And you can go down to the section that says, how does this work? So if you get here, you would see the price depending on this thing. So if I'm going to drop the link again in the comment section. And why is that? There are people that have been saying, my child wants to join. And so this page answers all the remaining questions that you may have. But I know that in Africa, money is always a very important thing. So I'm going to answer that question right now, maybe before Ganiya takes over to walk you through all in week 1, we do this, in week 2, we do that. So basically, how much does a career path cost? For it is $60. If you're in Nigeria, it's 60,000 naira. But for launch price, which is basically like now, May 1, we have, Ganiya. Okay, for launch price, individual price is $40, which is 40,000 naira. Family price, meaning you have 2 to 4 children or young adults who needs to join the program. You pay $32 per person. So you are buying a ticket for 2 people to 4 people. Now for group price, for launch price, that is 5 people upward. You are a school, you are a this, you want to register 5 or more people at once, you are paying $28 per person or 28,000 naira. That is what the launch price is. Please take note, this launch price is only valid till May 15. Today is May 1st, you have 2 weeks. Now, other question that you might have is, when is it starting? This program, because we have young adults and all, and we have some that are in boarding school and all that. So we always run this program during the long holiday, meaning July, towards the ending of July. For 1 month is a 4 weeks program. In week 1 is always focused on the clearance. Ganiya can walk you through other details of the curriculum in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and all that stuff. But basically it's a 4 weeks program that is a boot camp. It is totally online. All those things is totally online, because again, when we started this program, we had South Africa, Ghana, and all that. So it is online where we engage in this thing, and we ensure that for this webinar, as a bonus, parents always, as in for this boot camp, parents as an element that they play in the program, right? They have an element. So I'm just going to leave you. All the questions you may have are answered on this page. Please do not tell me you cannot go through a sales page if you're a parent. That is, what did I tell you? Lifelong learning. It starts with first perusing a sales page and understanding what you stand to gain or what your child starts to gain. And please note that early bird bonus expires this thing. After May 15th, you are paying for this program, you are going to be paying the normal price of $60. Please take notes. If you are buying as a single person and as a group, you'll be paying $50. So it is crazy. Our launch price is crazy. So after May 15, it goes to $60, $50 for group bookings, and $55 for parents. So please take notes. And we have 2 cohorts. Please, any other question is on this page, trust me. We have 2 cohorts, meaning the cohort of the long holiday, 4 weeks, but we also have another cohort, typically during April vacation. That one is the 2 weeks, but the curriculum is the same. We'll still help you achieve the same results, only that we do it in the span of 2 weeks. So for instance, if we're supposed to have 1 live session in a week, if it is a 2 weeks cohort you are joining, we'll have 2 live sessions. So we compress it into that 2 weeks timeline. And there are so many other benefits. Ganiya, I will let probably Ganiya this thing. She's already signaling me that I've exceeded my time for this presentation, but I want to do a quick recap before I go of what we learned today. Then we'll go to the Q&A session and we can then, take questions. What did we learn in my session? Career success is shaped by more than grades, skills, mindset, and as in beyond grades, you need the skills, the mindset, the exposure, they matter. Self-awareness is key. Identifying your strength, interests, values leads to informed decisions. Now, the world of work is evolving. Prepare yourself for the future careers in sustainability, in health, and in tech. Parents are guides, not gatekeepers. Don't impose. Don't impose. It is not you that will do the work. I have seen people that will say, I finished studying medicine. Daddy, take this thing. What is your gain? After you have spent $20,000, $50,000 in introducing a child to an Ivy League school, they now come and start selling cake. Trust me, it happens. Avoid common traps. prestige, pressure, and passivity to derail career choices. And lastly, everything needs a roadmap. Do not let's go and start paying for information in the future after you have postponed 10 years of your career doing what is not right. Trust me, for me to pivot, it's just because, maybe it's because I knew that my husband would feed me if that thing fails. Some of us don't have that luxury that let me go and try this thing out in case it fails, right? Most of the time, most adults don't have that luxury. And that is why some adults are right now. They know they should pivot and go and do something else, but they don't have the luxury because they cannot afford for it to fail. So they cannot even afford to go and get mentorship. So if I get mentorship now, I cannot even try it out because time has gone. I pivot in my 30s. I did pivot in my 30s. I pivot in the penultimate year of my PhD. But guess what? I had a thriving fashion business. I had a husband that could feed me. I could do it because I was dogged. And trust me, it was difficult because I had to explain to my parents, explain to my distance. It was not easy. Explain to an African parent that you want to leave lecturer work and come and start talking online. It was not easy. But right now, my father is one of my biggest fans. Thank you very much, Ganiya, for having me. And thank you, Dorothy, for moderating the session. Now can handle the Q&A.
Wow, that was a long section. Thank you, Dr. Aderinsola Ajuade, for taking your time to extract yourself, advise parents what it takes to position give their children clarity and position their children for the world of job. We all understand the fact that the world of job has changed, and get it. All the speakers have said it. Yoruba people will say, an Englishman will say a word is sufficient for the wife, provided the wife wants to listen anyway. We go to the next thing, and that is Q&A. I know we have some questions in the chat box. Some people have dropped a question, and we want to take that quickly. Dorothy, could you please read out the questions so that we have them answered before we go to the next thing? Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yes, you're audible, ma'am. I can hear you, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Oh, all right. Okay, while I'm waiting for Dorothy, I will go through the questions. Right. Okay, the first thing we have here is being a student, people say going into tech is lucrative, and you could use it as a side hustle. People do not tell you that you need customers to be able to even start. They don't tell you how to build a customer base, and they talk about dollars, but they don't tell you what you need to make dollars. A lot of people have been made to believe it is easy, and it's a way of making fast money. So the question is, how can we change the concept of people to know that the nitty-gritty of the tech business? That's the question. How can we change the concept of people to know the nitty-gritty of the tech business? We are students and we are lost, right? I would want Dr. Aderinsola to answer this because, truth be told, there are 1,001,000,001 things on the internet that if you want clarity, if you go there, you get more confused. So, Doctor, I want you to handle this.
Thank you very much. Please, is Mustafa still on the line? Maybe is Mustafa still on the line? I want him to probably have a go at it first, maybe had any extra to it in terms of the perception
Mustafa,
about positioning. I don't know. I think he should be able to unmute himself in person. Is he here? I'm not sure. Let me find him.
Maybe his network.
Yeah, I can
is
see
not-
him. I can see him. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hello. I was muted.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I was trying to unmute. It's fine. It's fine. Sorry, can I have the question again? I'm sorry.
So
All
this
right, the
person is
question
saying that as in that there are so many things online that they have made tech look like it's very lucrative, and people will say you can make the dollars, and they don't tell you how to build a customer base. They talk about the dollars, but nobody's really saying anything. People are made to believe that it is easy. So his question is that how is it change the concept to people to know that, like, how does it, like, basically he wants you to say the truth of the step-by-step of how to, like, is it really easy, this making dollars from tech? Like, basically, what's the roadmap? That's what the person is asking, because everybody is saying you can make dollars in tech, you can do that. So basically, is it really easy? How easy it is? If it is easy, how do you start this kind of stuff?
Yeah, sorry. A call was coming into my question. Basically, it's about soft skill.
Is about what?
I want to say that maybe that's what for every profession, you need a soft skill. You need a soft skill to excel on the job. Yeah. So, and it's of two sides. It's of two sides. Do you want to be a freelancer in software, or you want to actually get a paid job, a remote paid job? These are jobs or companies outside the shores of the country. Yes. So these are people that, they do the $1 $5 or $2 $5. But then, of course, you can also be a freelancer. It's just be that you work on a gig, and then for a duration of time, you get paid for that. That's a contract. Then you're off. Either way, it's fine. Either way, it's fine. And of course, you need a soft skill either. You need a soft skill, your writing skill, your communication skill, your relationship skill, and yes, any of the soft skills that you can think of, it's very important. I know, does that answer the question?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just going to add a little onto what he has said here. And he was asking about perception, that, everybody is saying, learn this thing and all that, make dollars and everything. So I'm going to be very honest with you. And this is speaking from the fact that I've worked internationally twice, one at the Museum for the United Nations and another one at Natural History Museum of London, in proper large organizations, attending these dollars and everything like that. And I was offering in no code. When I say no code, I was being a program coordinator or a design lead, what you people call product manager. That was what I was doing in the first job. In the second job, I was doing program coordination. Now, is it easy to earn money when you have skills and experience? Trust me, it is. Because why? It is funny how people are learning a lot of learning on YouTube, but they are not skilled. That's the truth. Like, they are not skilled, meaning that they are consuming a lot of knowledge on YouTube, free knowledge on YouTube, all this everything. But in implementing the job, they cannot do it because what they have is the knowledge. They don't have the work skills. So whenever I tell people, like, please, in you paying for a program, make sure that you are learning the practical, not just you go and post on LinkedIn. I'm now a certified yada, yada, yada. If you manage to get to the interview stage, you are going to drop off because people, like, the world has moved on to recognize skills when they know it. They no longer ask you objective questions like school. They will not ask you questions like, if you want to add Java to this thing. Those are theoretical questions. They will ask you situation-based questions. What are an example of situation-based question? Let me give you an example. When I was interviewing for my role as Global Program Coordinator at Museum for the United Nations, or was it maybe I can't remember the other one. It was a design lead role, design thinking, product innovation, and things like that. They asked me this situational question, and I remember that day. And another thing I would like to tell you is that nobody really tells you how to start. How do you start? Find someone that teaches the practical of it. If you ever come to my academy and somebody is asking me, will you give me a certificate? There's a composed question, how we answer it. Someone will say that question, how you answer it is rude. we are not actually being rude. We say, if you are looking for certificates, we are not the academic for you. But if you are looking for the skills that can help you work, we are the academic for you. Why? Because we don't do X plus Y is because we say, see my screen, click here and click here. You do, this is how you use it to do a job, meaning my own insights on a job. I will tell you, oh, while I was your UN Live, we used to have Monday meetings. This is how we used to do it. I will click here to set up the calendar. We do it like this. That is real life. If I want to do a job, you would encounter it in a global organization that way. Like I would show you, this is what I will be doing to do this kind of job. But whereas in the theoretical aspect of it, you'll be hearing, for you to be early to a job, you need to ensure that you are managing your time using calendar. You know that there's a calendar management tool, but come and do calendar management, send you calendar invite for you to show up for a meeting. You are not able to do it. That is the difference between knowledge and skills. So it is easy for those that have the skills to execute the job. So how do you start? Find places where they teach the skill. How do you know when people teach the skill? There are people that are teaching at the academy are not coaching. They are professionals doing what they say they are doing. They teach you real life stuff, not they teach you theoretical. The video will be fine. Everything will be fine. They will set up ring lights. But guess what? They are reading you from ChatGPT. They are reading you from what Google say. Regurgitate, Google in, Google out. They are not doing the job. First things first. So do not let people package rubbish for you in fine nylon. First thing. Next thing, how do you then proceed? When you find such a place, please, if it is free, it is not the real stuff. And I can tell you for free. Meaning, find your resources and put your money where your mouth is. You cannot go and meet a mentor and say, give me your time. It's like coming to meet Mr. Father is earning thousands of dollars and say, guide me. But you are not coming with money, whatever it is you are offering. So make it make sense to me. I should leave what is going to earn me thousands of dollars to come and spend the time on you. Even if I spend hours with you, you cannot fully pay me. But at least I know that it is a starting point. I can say, okay, if this person cannot pay me $1,000, maybe they can pay $500. I know that the remaining $500, I dash the person. I dash you as per I'm giving back to the society. Because I always tell people, if I have to calculate my amount of money that I would charge for my knowledge in terms of what I will earn in doing the job normal in my global space, nobody will be able to afford it. Do you understand? So most of the time, even when people that know how to do
Doctor, please mute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
You muted me. Sorry.
Yes,
so
the noise is coming. The background noise is coming from you. So we are having.
It's not me. Someone else is unmuted. It's Dorothy. I've muted her. It was Dorothy. Right. So the third thing you need to do when you find such a person and you have invested your money is to then ensure that you are practicing it, which is where experience, internship, and volunteering comes in. I would say serve, do pro bono, do free work with the skills, I did not say knowledge, with the skills you are learning. Use yourself. For instance, if you learn digital marketing, for instance, I would say carry your own money, open Facebook, carry money, set up adverts for yourself, burn your own money, like burn your own money. Facebook will allow you set up this thing. Practice how to set up ads or copies, burn your own money, use your own self as a guinea pig, burn your own money, practice. So when you come to me and say, and you are interviewing with me, I know that for sure that you understand. I can ask, okay, from where you are, you have burnt your money, you understand what it is to set up this thing, then we can move on from there. So in simple terms, when you have the skills that the global this thing is demanding, it is easy to make these dollars because skills is scarce. Skilled workers are scarce. There is a shortfall of skilled people. Fun fact, I've been trying to recruit a digital marketer since December 1. I have interviewed nothing less than 10 times to find someone that is skilled enough to join me. The person that is going to join me is just going to join me June 2. I only found that person last week after several rounds of interview. But do you know how many people come to my Instagram to say, I'm a digital marketer, I'm a copywriter? Say, come, let me interview you. Wishy-washy. They learn rubbish from YouTube. They learn rubbish from all this, whatever that you call. They have a certification in it, but they can't do the job. So how do you distinguish yourself? Find and learn from the right people. That is what I'm going to say.
Right. Thank you, Doctor, for that. Find and learn from the right people. So my next question, I think the question is actually for me, and that is, I hope the program is going to be something continuous, because my son is writing his junior WAEC. All right. The program is, the date for the program is actually towards the end of, is after the exam, rather. We are so intentional about this because, in fact, we want to catch them young. Like, before you make that decision of making that mistake of positioning them for the wrong career. So we put the program at the end of their exam. That is the end of July to early August, which they are going to have a summer break for the first cohort. So you can still, all right, make payment before the deadline, which is May then. After the exam, I'm very sure your child will be ready for this. The program starts after the exam in Osho. So I have another one. Someone is raising a hand. Zainab, are you still here? I see your hand up. Do you still want to talk before we move to the next thing? Zainab. All right. The program is starting ending of July to early August. By then, they are done with their exam. Either they are they are done with the exam, JSS1 to SS3. They are done with their WAEC, internal school exam, and the stuff. All right, I think Zainab is out of this place. So, thank you. Okay, Zainab, are you still talking? You're still here? Okay, I'll go to the next question I have here, and I think, Doctor, you should take this one. I'm in my 60s. I'm interested in non-tech code. What can I do? I like reading, organizing events, and I have eyes for little details.
I would say do project management. And if you are looking for an academy to do that, please come to the Skilled for Work Academy, which is a sister company of this thing. Our project management program is actually starting on May 24. It's starting. And you know, the funny thing is, shortly before this meeting, my project manager at iTrain Africa was telling me, they were like, Doc, have you seen the latest projects that, quiz projects, like that our facilitator uploaded? Because again, I tell you that because we are an academy that understands emerging things, we are constantly updating. We created a project management course last year, July. We have recreated it now. Do you understand? Like, the new set of lessons are getting uploaded today. Why? It is just what it is, update. One of the things we promise ourselves at iTrain Africa is we are going to move with technology. We are going to move with what is happening. We can't be teaching outdated things. We need to teach what is happening. So, like, and one of the benefits of the academy is the fact that, like I said, it's a professional, like, that is recording this thing. In our technical school, where we run product management, project management, and content creation and social media management, these are different programs. One of the things we do is we have live workshops every week. And in those live workshops, per workshop, we invite a professional. Let me give you an example. The last cohorts we had, we invite someone that's done maybe just 2 years of product management at this thing, another person that's done just 2 years of project management, someone that's done maybe 10 years. Why? Their knowledge is different. Do you understand? And we'll invite them as mentors, and we will then give you activities like a real life project to do. You do it alongside other people in your cohort, and we'll critique it. Like, that critique is not always nice. You say, no, like it's always, but why? It is because in the real world, that is how it's going to be critiqued by your stakeholders. For instance, if you're learning product management and things like that. So yeah, based on what you have said, your interest that you have highlighted to me, I would say project management is the way to go for you. And it is a very lucrative thing. There is a statistics that says that based on where the world is going, by 2037, that sector we need 27 million project professionals to be able to cater to it. 27 million project professionals to cater to that sector. Like, because why? Everything that is emerging now is being like, a developer wants to develop, it is a project. Somebody needs to be coordinating it. So basically, and it is a profession that doesn't need a specific background. They are engineers, they are administrative staff, they are doctors. I have two clients, Lorinda in this thing that is a project manager, she's a medical doctor. I have another one, project manager in health project manager that is in the development sector, Andrew is a medical doctor. So it doesn't, like, your background doesn't matter. So in the project management, you can niche down, you can be a tech project manager, health project manager, this project manager, like, so based on your background, you can be an education project manager. Like it is whatever your background is that determines the kind of project manager you want to do. Someone like Ghanaiya is doing program coordination for the education sector. If you tell her to come and do program coordination for maybe Agric, she would decline. Why? I don't know how to do it. But if you tell me to coordinate educational programs, I can do it. But we are all bearing project, program, coordinator kind of stuff, but we are doing different things because our backgrounds are different. So I would encourage you, whatever I don't know what your background is. If you're going to do project management, you learn the general one, then you are then going to intern or volunteer in a sector where you have experience in, meaning if your experience, your background is maybe you have a background in agric, for instance. So when you go and do your project management, you are then looking to specialize in project management for the agric sector. So that way you bring your wealth of experience from that sector to merge with the new thing you have just learned. That is what I call transferable skills. Ghanaiya, please go ahead. So if you are looking for information about that project management on www.itrainafrica.com/global career paths, that is where you would find information on this. Let me escape this. On our 3 technical programs, itrainafrica.com/ or you can just go to all our products.
We know, if you can hear me, sorry, doctor, let me tell me not to drop the link in the chat box.
I'm just going to drop
if you're on this call,
I'll drop a general link of all our products. So as in, because again, if she gets there and she's trying to explore other things, I'm going to drop a general link of all our products. So it leads to all our products that you can explore that. I just dropped it. All our products at iTrain Africa Limited is there. So yeah, that's itrainafrica.com/ our products. For the sake of those that are watching on YouTube, itrainafrica.com/ our products. OURPRODUCTS, our products. itrainafrica.com/ our products. Every information you need about project management and all those other things are there. Yeah. Please, next
thank you, doctor. And I think we have exhausted all the questions. And please, if you are here, you still want to raise your hand to ask questions, you can go ahead if you don't want to drop it. Okay, I'm not sure we have anybody that wants to do that. Okay. All right, so thank you so much once again. The landing page where the information, where you can get information for the career path navigator for your teenagers, high school graduates, and young adults. Your child in university, still in university, and your fresh graduate has been dropped. Ms. Celestina, can you please drop that again? And if you want to join our community for more information about this, please join. Celestina, please drop the WhatsApp link to join it. Don't forget the offer, the discounts ends this month. Don't forget. And also, I am going to drop the FAQs to this platform. Go over it. If you have any questions, it's also on the website in case you did not receive this one. So you can, there's a number there you can chat or you ask your question on the platform for more information about it. The program starts after the exam. Remember, we said long vacation during summer, that is ending of July towards early August. And for the next one is the second term break, which is March, April. So we have that and we run the same thing. Okay, quick one here. They are going to have, the first thing we're going to do for them is to discover themselves. It's so important that when you have clarity about who you are, understand your strengths and interests, you should be able to position for wherever you want to do. Most of us as an adult that want something different that like normal, we all go through this, all right? When I have clarity around who I am and what I stand for, like just doctor said, I love it, organizing. I'm so good at that. So I can coordinate people, I can coordinate it. It's a strength. And currently I use that to earn now. So we first go through the self-discovery session using the self-discovery map. And I tell you all this, we're not just talking like your usual mentorship program. We are using tech for everything your child is doing, and we're going to carry you along. Because when you understand what your child is doing, at interval, we call you and explain, oh, this is that. So you are also part of the program. The next, after they discover themselves, then we try to explore career. They do that using tech, everything. Not normal talk things we are used to. And after that, okay, I'm good at logical thinking. All right, let's explore what is your match. All right, I'm good at this creative. Let's explore what is your match and like that. So the third week, and at every occasion, we have the mentors, like experts in those fields, coming to talk to them. They ask questions, guide them to explore career and the life. So the third week, we look at the skill metrics and how to measure all this. So at the end of their fourth week, if they are running for the 4 weeks program, they have a template. Like the templates we don't have as a parent, they have a template to work with. If I am to go to a university in Nigeria, all right, this is what I want to position for, all right? I want to do neuroinformatics. Of course, I am not sure we have that in our institution in Nigeria. For now, I don't know what is going to happen tomorrow, all right? We don't have that. Okay, my parents are so buoyant that I can do this in another country. Of course, we streamline. You have the institution, you have the subject combination, everything you need to position for that thing. And if you don't have the money to travel outside Nigeria, okay, this is the prerequisite for this particular course in Nigeria. So if you're going to do neuroinformatics, these are the things you do in Nigeria University. After, so plan A, plan B, plan C, it's not that it's just thought of something at the point. There is plan, there is template that you work with and like that. So that is what you're going to come out with at the end of the program. So my advice, parents, most of us see shege. Doctor just told you about our own. I have my own, and if I open this, ask everybody to unmute, we will hear a lot. So please, what we missed, what we went through, please don't let us, our children, go through the same thing. If you're a young adult on this call, my advice, it's not too late. The future is there. Take it and you live the life you want to live. You have the life you want to live and fund the life you want to live. Thank you. Dorothy, I'm leaving this to you. Dorothy, are you here? All right, so we go to the next thing, and that is the last thing on this call. I'm going to call Hadi to give us closing remark and the next deal on the agenda. Adi. Adi, if you are on this call, you are up. All right. Okay. Adi, are you here?
Yes, I am around.
So in one to 2 minutes, I want you to have your closing remark, please.
Okay, thank you so much for giving me the floor, and good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dr. AA. Thank you so much for that wonderful deliberation. You did a lot. We are so much grateful for having you as the founder of Train Africa and also a daughter of Africa. It has been a long time. I have been following your activities and your programs. I joined a lot of them, from the skills for work to the technical program. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you and all the speakers, Mustafa, and then Madam Zainab. I appreciate all of you for coming. Our participants too, we also appreciate you for joining us. Thank you so much, and we hope that you learn a lot. Please don't miss the opportunity. This CPN is here to help the youth and also help your children. I am a clear example. I was having a lot of programs. I was taking different courses from primary school, I can say, to senior, to even at a master's level. But after discovering Dr. and team, iTrain Africa, I really appreciate, because I'm learning a lot and I've seen the clear path. I have the clarity. So I will advise all parents in this platform here today to follow Dr. and the team, to join the Career Path Navigator program, so that your children will have clarity, because it's too painful to be jumping from one program to another, from one course to another, spending money, and at the end you don't see the result. So I will advise you to join and then follow them. It will be a help to you, because I have realized myself. So on that note, I'm thanking each and every one of you for coming, for joining us today, and also advising, causing you to at least try and join the Career Path Navigator. It's a way forward. You will never miss it, and you will never regret it. On that note, I'm thanking each and every one of you, Ms. Ghani, and thank you so much for the guidance. Thank you so much for coming up with this program with your team, iTrain Africa Foundation. The participants here.
Oh, all right. Thank you for the closing remark, Adi. Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone. Please, if you are here, you can unmute yourself. All right, let me unmute all so that, yeah, you can say hi. Tell us what you enjoy. Tell us what you enjoy about the program. And let's say hi, bye-bye. See you in CPN program.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank you all for coming.
Bye.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming. Thank you, Doctor.
Bye.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Miss Chinaza. Thank you, Mr.
Tania, you're
Rohit.
muted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the
Doctor.
participants. Thank you so much. Have a blessed month.
Thank you, Dr. AAA. It's been a very nice time. I really learned a lot.